I suppose that was actually a little while after I tweeted that I was going to do it. So let me just update the tweet with something along the lines of, we're actually doing it now, you know? Let me see if I can find a means of doing that. Here's the tweet. Where's the tweet? There it is. And I'm now posting actually streaming now. It has come out as actually strabamming Nabo. Because in all caps, sometimes autocorrect doesn't work. But sometimes it does. It's weird, isn't it, autocorrect? Okay, okay, so I'm now going to play the intro to this game, and everybody whose voices we... Oh, introduce yourselves again. So, what order we do it in before? Max, say hello first.
Hello.
That's Max. He's from the Patreon. Who was next? Seb.
Hello.
Also from the Patreon. Sloth.
Hello.
If you haven't guessed, all these people are from my Patreon. MB Teddygram.
Hi!
And you can... So those are the same people whose words you can see there. Oh, except Claw Benzol. Hello, Claw Benzol. Unless that's one of you and I just didn't know. Okay. Are you all ready to press play when I say and go? On the video what I have posted to the main chat.
Yep.
Ready.
Ready.
Okay. So I'm going to go... Don't do it yet. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and go. And that's right, Claw Benzol. And it's the same as everything else. Demon Tomato Dave. I don't really know how to work this, but hey, to the viewers at home, specifically Claw Benzol and anyone else who may be watching, we're about to watch the intro to Settlers 3, but I can't stream it from the game, so I'm having to stream it from a YouTube video, and everybody's going to sync it up so that it... I don't know why. You know, it's so that the timing's about right. So, ready, everybody?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, and go! And this is the intro to the third game.
Ages past, when the Pantheon was still home to
in my
countless
beloved
gods
Settlers
from all
series.
empires,
This isn't going to be
there
good,
stood a temple
folks.
consecrated to the unknown god, creator of all gods.
This is not going to be very
This
good.
temple was held in highest
In fact, I'm going to
esteem.
show it to Abby. Abby,
People
look
call
at
for
this.
Manny's, they go the house.
This is the intro to Settlers 3.
Oh, good to know that the CDI Zelda animators still got to find work.
Or brains.
Horace! Yes, Jupiter? Horace, how about a little flood, huh? Just for fun.
As our resident ancient gods expert, Abby, what do you think of this?
Let the Mediterranean Sea run over like the good old days.
I'm sorry, Jupiter, but I can't have salt water damaging my pyramids.
Is that scratch before he was roboticized?
Possibly. When he was a god.
Sacrifice oxen.
Yeah, he really let himself go for the Sonic Adventures.
Is there an AT to aerobics bed? Oh yeah, there. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oh, that was a transformation sequence.
Hello to Jupiter, who once filled the skies with storms of thunder.
I mean, to be honest,
The
we all
winds
make
you
fun of
unleash
those
these
CDI
days
games,
seem
but that
less
was fairly
divine.
typical of like
And to
the sort of animation people were doing on
Lord of the
computers in those
Egyptian
days.
sun, who inspires his people to build piles of rock.
If you only gave them 20p
Soon
to
they
do
will
it.
realize your falcon's head harbors a sparrow's brain. And to Chiyu,
He
once
seems
the
really
terror
happy
of
about
all
that
China,
Sparrow's brain drop.
you may still evoke terror, Chiyu, but I cannot detect it over the laughter compelled by your bloated form. I have come
That's
to tell
true.
you this.
Imagine if a dragon
He
comes to
summons
Earth
you.
and everyone's like, aha, he's fat. Instead of going, oh my god, a dragon! Yeah. Well, they're in space because they're gods.
Superior.
It's piles of
We're here.
We're here.
Still bragging about
Standing
your
in space.
piles of rock, Horace?
Standing in space.
Well,
With a
they're
spotlight
not
just
as
above
easy
them.
to make.
I
In
believe they're
space.
now
Jupiter,
speaking
you
to
grow
the one
fatter
god.
every time I see you. See you. Tell me of your recent reigns of terror.
Well, there were 3 donkeys, which I devoured in one bite.
Frauds! For eons you think only of pleasure, and now even
I mean,
the
this is-
lowliest
don't
men
you tell,
say,
this is the intro to
these
a Settlers
drunks
game.
don't do anything for
We're
us.
going to build a village
Let's
because
go
of
over
this."
their heads to the boss. Do you know what that means? Monotheism. There aren't enough hours in the day for me to see to every detail. I command each of you to pick one who is the best of your people, and from him create a new people. You will wage these peoples against each other until one rules all. The victor shall escape punishment.
Yeah, Ender, we're playing Settlers.
Everyone
This is
works
Settlers
harder
3.
when there's a downside to existence. Any objections?
No. And the punishment is.
Repainting the universe a beautiful shade of white. I think it's about time again, don't you? And Jupiter,
Yes, Master.
you're going on a diet. Konkura will supervise.
These 3 crates into the lead ship.
Abby has pointed out that that is a star that goes
And hurry
boo.
up now, there's a squall brewing.
Such quality.
This is still on, you may have noticed.
They will be in awe of my work for millennia.
Holy shit, it just keeps going. Oh, he's 2D! That was actually a neat gag, but...
The dragon!
No!
Hide the children! I await you, Chi-Yu.
What's going on?
Hashtag make the universe white again.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that made me kind of sad.
There we go. That's the intro to the Settlers 3. Did you like it?
No!
No. Could you
Amazing.
That was certainly like a sequence of images played before us in quick succession.
Oh, so what do you think, folks? So now you know me. You know how much I loved Settlers 1. You know how I didn't love Settlers 2, but you know it was fine. And we discovered that actually it was great in streaming it last year. It's great, loved it, Settlers 2. And once I discovered that bit of music, you know, do 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 do, do 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 do. I miss it.
Is this the one that breaks it?
This is the one that broke me on the Settlers. I didn't like Settlers 3, and as a result, I have not played it since the 90s. Shall we find out whether I was right? Here we go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, suddenly the animation aged well, so
Yeah.
certainly the rest of the game does, right?
I mean, listen, that was bad at the time. But the game isn't. That's not what the game looks like. Okay, so I'm going to start the game. This may take a few goes because it did. Like, I can't seem to get this to work very well. It sometimes works on OBS, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see how many stops and goes it takes me to get it working. Now, in the meantime, let's entertain ourselves with... I don't have any ideas what to entertain ourselves with. Oh, this is nice. It doesn't seem to be loading at all. Oh, it is. Okay, it's now loaded. You can see my little mouse on the screen, but you can't see the game. That is because it isn't working in OBS, and I may have to stop the stream and start a second stream because that was the only way I could get it to work was by like stopping the preview and starting a new preview. But we'll see.
Yes, second. Not third stream. Just
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely a second stream. There wasn't almost an hour of general setting up before this. Okay.
You opened OBS as administrator?
Do you know what? I probably didn't.
Fix it when I had an issue with a game once that kept on-off switching between showing and
Oh, okay. Well, that would be cool, but I've kind of made this bed already. Let me see if I can... let's see if I can just sort of remake the input thing. If I... There it is! There it is! Can you see it? There it is. I think you can see it now. On your...
Couple seconds to come up now.
On your streams. Okay, there we go then. Great. So, now I just need to know what to do about the chat. I'm going to narrow the chat. And then I'm going to... There. I'll put the chat all the way over there. And then... Yeah, that ought to do. That ought to do the trick. And I'll just shrink the window for the game just a bit.
You got that flashy white line there, though.
I missed the flashy white line.
Oh, and away it go.
Yeah, I've got rid of it now. Right, so here we go then. Settlers, number 3. How very exciting. Let's find out how very exciting. Now, first of all, I'm going to turn the sound on it down a bit because... Oh, that won't work, will it? Oh, and also I can close browsers and things. Don't need those open. Okay. Perhaps it's time I just actually started and we'll just see what happens. So, campaign, boing. Choose a race. Egyptians, Romans, or Asians? Who should we be? Oh, easy, medium, and hard. Probably medium then, because I'm alright at these games. But I don't know how to play this one yet. Perhaps... I'm doing a campaign, though. Alright, let's have medium. So I'm the Asians. I wonder what racist music it'll play.
Asians seem a little bit
I
vague,
mean,
really.
they made the racist the difficulty.
Yeah. Okay, victory condition, destroy your enemies. Defeat condition is when you lose all your buildings. Situation. 2 other Asian tribes, A1 and A2, are colonizing the island. Not colonizing it, as I said, but colonizing. Furthermore, they have direct access to the island's mineral resources. Your settlement, TT, located in the east there, must advance quickly to the west, over there. You cannot afford to lose access to the mountains. Diary entry of Su Tang. I'm now a wealthy man, a warrior, a ruler. Alright, cool. But in truth, I'm nothing more than a poor farmer. What is it? The play of the setting sun's rays on the rice fields along the banks of the Yellow River. The enchantment of Shimai's song in the evening wind. That was my fortune, my freedom. Now I'm a captive of Chi Yu, I don't know how to pronounce that, and a ruler of... I don't know how to pronounce any of it, so do correct me if I'm wrong on any of it. A ruler of a land I don't understand, even draped in with all the gold of this world. I would be a fool to believe that I were rich or free. Anybody have the faintest idea what he's on about at this point?
Pretty just like metaphorical stuff and just like how it might be rich in like material but not spiritual.
Got it, because he doesn't have the freedom of the farm, I guess. Right, okay. Call me wealthy, call me warrior, or even ruler. It may please my vanity and make the task more bearable, but it will not make it easier, and I cannot merely endure. I must prevail. For my fortune, for my freedom, I will again. Here, Shimai sing. Who? Which one's Shimai again? The enchantment of Shimai's song in the evening wind. Don't know. Okay, well, luckily it doesn't matter, because all we're going to do is build some little houses. That's what Settlers is. We don't need any of this nonsense. Secure the mountains to the west, which are rich in minerals, as soon as possible, but expect company... My microphone legs are in the wrong place compared to my chair legs. There, that's better. Right, okay. No, it isn't much better. Hang on, sorry. Right, how's that? Kind of fine-ish. Yeah. Okay, let's play some Settlers. Now, first thing you're going to notice. What is going on here? Look at this. What's this nonsense? What a load of nonsense this is. I've got a load of people just milling around. Now, as you know, in the Settlers, what you do is you build a building, and like a guy comes and lives at the building to do his job from the building. But here we've just got guys milling around, and they are sprites based on grotesque 3D models. Not a good look, I don't think. So I wasn't very happy with this. You got these plasticine trees and marmalade skies. So I wasn't really into it. This is this ordinary guard tower. That's our whole central HQ area. We've just got stuff lying around on the floor. Look, we've got planks, we've got spades, we've got people, we've got soldiers. I can select the soldiers. I don't want to. That's not Settlers. I was not happy with this. It was trying to be Age of Empires. But, let's see what it actually is. Who's that?
I was going to say, the actual logo is a bit Age of Empires as well.
Yeah, it made me think of Age of Empires as well when I saw it.
Well, there we go. Interesting. Now, this was around the time of Age of Empires 2 coming out, so they probably were genuinely trying to ape that game, because it had taken their idea and, like, got more successful with it. So,
I love the cheats on the Age of Empires, like Big Daddy.
Oh, I can't remember. But I'll play that at some point. That goes into the whole... That I count that as settling. I'll play some... who's that there at a turnstile, says Cheese Weasel? What turnstile does Cheese Weasel mean? Anybody know?
I can't see a turnstile.
Anyway, so let's play some of this game. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over into the menu here. We're going to go to... I've done a little tutorial, so I know vaguely. Now, look at this. What now? See this? It shows you just examples of where you might... But not all the examples. You can put it anywhere. As long as there's dots. What? Gross. Don't want that. But anyway, we're going to put...
Look at all your hypothetical structures.
Disgusting.
Well,
So
it at least tells you where you can put it. Whereas
it does.
before, some games is like, I don't know where to.
Yeah, well, this one, it tells you the how flat the terrain is as well, so it's green to red. So let's just put it there near some trees. Let's see what happens. Boing. And straight away, what is going on now? So we get this army of these guys. These are the levelers. Yes, the band. And they're going to play some songs. Ha ha! They're going to level the land. And then some builders are going to come along. So everyone's just kind of lurking about. And I feel sort of hemmed in by them. I don't know. Maybe I don't like crowds when it comes to settlers. But I do. I like it when I've been... That's what it is. It's that I like it when I've have the achievement of having made a crowd of settlers, you know? When they just start and they're already there, it's almost like if you started with half the village built already, which future Settlers games, spoiler, are going to do, and it's going to be really weird, but we'll get there.
I like the building off of my stuff. I don't like it when I've got everything right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're there and they're not actually doing anything. Like, they are just standing around, and I don't think any of them actually know why.
Yeah, it's just...
It's like just being given a ton of resources. I'm like, wait, what am I meant to do with this? Exactly. When you build it yourself, you've got a plan in mind for what you want it for. But then if you're just given a ton of people, like, what do I need these?
Exactly. So I've just put a guard tower down. That is the equivalent of a knight's hut. That is going to expand the edges of our little kingdom. And meanwhile, down here, these fellas... Oh, hang on, I've just noticed there's no sound. Why is there no sound? Have I muted the game?
Oh, is there no music? Does the game have no music, or...?
Just imagine the music.
Potentially racist Asian music.
I can imagine racist Asian music.
Do you know what?
I've looked some of it up on YouTube. Like,
yeah,
it's basically all of the reed pipes and pentatonic scales you'd basically expect from a game like this.
Yes, although I've just put the music on. I've just managed to get it going, and it's... Yes, there we go. It wasn't sounding like a stereotypical Asian tune, but now it is. It's sounding like Arabian Nights from Aladdin at the moment. There we go. That's what we expect, isn't it? Now, I don't know if I can turn it down simply by turning it down in my Windows volume mixer, because I want you guys to be able to talk over it. Let me try, and I'll see if it works. Every time
I forgot I had it muted, because, you know, echo and stuff.
Yeah, but I want the other people to be able to hear it, but also to be able to hear you. I think I've sorted that out now. I wonder if who's there at the turnstile is a song, perhaps by the Levelers. I don't know if I'd said the Levelers bit by then. I don't know anything about them. There is a band called the Levelers, right? That's a thing. There we go. Oh dear, I'm up against my enemy already, so that's a problem. Oh dear. Don't really know how I'm supposed to expand west in that case. Let's try expanding downwards and west. Put one down there. Okay, meanwhile... Oh, I have uncovered some rocks, however, so I can now put down a... Whatchamacallit? Oh, wait. Now, you see, we've got categories of buildings here. We've got resource buildings, we've got food buildings, military, and MISC. So, let's put... Oh. Somebody just did a little shout. Let's put a stonecutter's hut down. Over here near the stone. This isn't too bad, actually. I'm starting to settle into this. Yeah, settle into this.
Oh, because it's the capital.
We are, by the way, playing the History Edition, the recently re-released version of all the Settlers games on Uplay by Ubisoft. And yeah, the actual, like, the GOG version I wasn't able to stream, but this version I am, so there we go. I think that, as you can see from the menu at the top left, it was... Oh, no, you can't. That's off the screen. Oh, dear. Let me adjust that. Hang on.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I was like, what's that?
There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to have to shrink it now so that... Well, we can have a little bit poking over the chat.
Okay, that's a whole new world of UI.
Yeah, so look at that UI. Now that, in the original version, that filled the whole, like, left-hand side of the screen. So, and I think what we're looking at now was the actual resolution that it was, except, you know, it would only have gone up to about, like, there where I'm waving my mouse around now. In this version, it lets you zoom in and out with the scroll wheel, which I think is just sort of, you know, stuck on top. I think it's... I don't remember being able to do that in the original, but maybe you could. Now, you'll have noticed I'm not putting down any roads. This was something that I was extremely concerned about. But you also may have noticed that they're kind of digging them with their feet. The most trodden routes are getting roads across them. It's quite interesting. Right, so what do we have here? A woodcutter's hut. So I'm going to need a sawmill. So let's go into the resources category. Is it resource buildings? Yes. Let's find a sawmill. Let's pop down a sawmill. I'll pop it there. And up here, we'll have a forester to give us back the trees that we cut down. And along come all of our settlers. Not too racist so far, this, I suppose. I mean, who am I to...
The whole layer of buildings when you're trying to build is really disorienting. Like, you're never going to place 20 sawmills, I think. Probably.
Yeah. I know.
No, that sounds like a great plan.
I think it's grotesque, and I never liked it, and I don't like it now. Now, we might find that it goes away before too long, and when I say before too long, what I mean is when we move on to Settlers 4, because the way I remember it, Settlers 4 came out quite soon after Settlers 3, and was basically Settlers 3, but with a new lick of paint that made me really like it. And I can't remember how or why, but I just got into it randomly. But I'm going to play as much of this as I can bear. Look at this guy. Is this guy just holding his sword out in front of him? Or is that another... Is that a... Oh, I can find out because I can select him and I can move him away. Yeah! Look at that. He's just holding his sword right out in front of him.
Nobody come anywhere near me or you'll get stabbed and it'll be your fault.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a bit of swampland up here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Oops. Oops. Oops, I say. I'm doing a bit of screen rearranging. Sorry about this. Yes. No, forget that. I keep thinking... Right, sorry. Every time you hear me go, no. It's because I keep seeing the volume controls on OBS and remembering that I'm usually asked by people in the chat to turn down the volume of the game so that we can be heard over it. But I've remembered that you're now... Like, that would turn you guys down. I don't want to do that, so I've just turned it down in my mixer, and we'll see if that actually has an effect. People in the chat who are actually listening to this stream, how are we sounding? Can you hear me over the noise of the game? Can you hear them over the noises of me? Oh my god! The person at the turnstile... I mean, it's the girl with kaleidoscope eyes. It was just continuing the thing about... Flipping heck, like, that was my reference! And I just immediately didn't know any more of it. What? What?
Dave's memory in action.
I deeply apologise, Cheese Weasel. Well, it's more that I was distracted by all of this rot. But, as with Settlers 2, I am starting to settle in. I'm going to just have to say it that way. To the way this looks. I'm currently in a position of not hating the way this looks. It's been a journey, but I think I've got there. Urchin, the other commentators have introduced themselves once already. You may have missed it, but let's do that again. How's about everyone, in roughly the same order you did before, introduce yourselves, but not just by name. Say something else to introduce yourselves. Begin.
Hello, I'm Max. I'm the Scottish one.
Hi, I'm Sebastian, I am the Argentinian one, and you will not hear me speak in Spanish probably today.
Alright, I'm Rational Sloth. I'm the English one.
Hi, I'm Trinity. I'm the filthy American.
and they're all from the Patreon. Because we were going to have a Patreon hangout today, and the thing is, though, that I forgot. Because we normally have it on the first Sunday of every month. We have a Google Hangouts. But I just forgot, because it's been New Year, and, the world is really weird right now to me, because I'm still not settled into a normal sort of procedure yet. So instead, we're having this.
Settled. I see what you did there.
Yes!
I was about to say that, I was waiting.
I just keep saying it. It's very difficult not to. Okay, we'll put another one of them there. And we can have another woodcutter, why not?
Also, Dave's
Yes.
memory in action.
Well, I remember that you said that. So maybe my memory is improving. Do. Okay, so what do I need to build? I've got a woodcutter, I've got guard towers, I've got a sawmill, I've got a stone. Have I got a stone cut? Oh, I've got loads of stone up here. What on earth? How did I not notice that? Let's have a stone cutter. There we are. Up here. Okay. Okay, so there's basically no point in having any farms or anything, because in this game they only feed miners, as they did in the previous two. Okay, I'm going to try something I don't really know how to do. First, I need to make sure I've got a general settler somewhere who isn't currently doing anything. Do I? That looks like one. Are you a general settler? Yes, you are. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this menu here, Settlers, Occupations, and now I can select between these four kind of settlers. This is a geologist. Remember them? They're the guys who knock a little hammer on the mountains and go yippee and find gold if you're lucky. This is a pioneer. I don't know what that is. This is turn a pioneer into a carrier. So I guess when you finish with your pioneers, you do that. But this is a thief. Yeah, a thief. I've now selected a thief. There he is. I think he's in disguise, because he doesn't look like a thief, does he? He just looks like... What does he look like? Oh, no, he does. I think he's got a sort of a ninja mask on. And with him, I can head into enemy territory and see what's going on. And I know this because I've had a little go on the tutorial, and then I ran out of time and I only got a little way in, so I don't know what pioneers are yet. Like, they're probably the same as thieves, except you can just see what's beyond your borders generally. Oh, here comes the knight, so we're going to be able to see what's beyond this border pretty swiftly. Because when he occupies the knight tower... Oh, it fades in this one. Oh. Yeah.
Quick question: is it bad I thought that you were gonna that you were going with that? You were gonna say it's like a regular thief but Asian.
I mean, you mean because of the ninja head wrap? I do suspect that that's why he's got that. I don't know what a non-Asian thief looks like. Oh, are they going to kill my thief? Have they noticed him? Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear, retreat. Oh, he died. Okay, well I don't know what good that did me anyway.
It wasn't very stealthy then.
Sorry? What, Sloth?
It wasn't very stealthy.
No, that's not very stealthy at all. I think they took one look at him and went, well, that's a thief.
He just barged into the town just going like, hello, anyone here had their backs turned to me lately?
I'm dressed as a thief.
It's cool. It's just a Halloween costume.
Where do you keep your unlocked safes and valuables?
Okay, so I'm building another guard tower there, because I'm supposed to expand to the west. That's west, isn't it? Left? Yeah. Aha, here we go. I'm supposed to get some mountain. It looks like I'm about to get some. Alright, this is okay so far. I quite like this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with swamp, though. I don't know if I've got any buildings that seem to have to do with swamps. Oh, healer's quarters. Oh.
You need to kick everyone else out of your swamp.
I couldn't hear that, Sloth. Sorry, say it again.
I was saying you need to kick everyone out of your swamp.
Yes. So that I can drain it. Unfortunately, I don't see a swamp drainer. Sulfur mine? Do you get sulfur out of swamps? I think you do, right?
Maybe.
Because it's like horrible... It's like horrible gas, isn't it?
Sulfur can also be a powder.
Hmm. That's right. That's right. Sulfur isn't a gas at all. It just smells horrible. That's what I'm thinking of. Ah, but for some reason I can't seem to build one. Why can I only build some things and not others? Oh, I know why! Because it's telling me where would be a suitable place to build those. So evidently, you don't build a sulfur mine in a swamp. Well, what do you do in a swamp? What have we got here? Large temple. Cool. Marketplace. Storage area. Residence. Ah, now, yes, you need... I don't know why you need residences, but you do sometimes, so I guess I'll just make some. I think it's for... I think it just gets you more settlers that you can do stuff with, so let's have a little residence just while we're waiting for this. Oh, who are you? I'm going to be trying to steal this area of mountain, I hope you realise. Oof. You guys in the chat can't hear, but he's really yippying at the top of his lungs. It's quite alarming. Okay, there's a guard tower built. Now we just have to wait for a knight to show. Here's one.
Hi, Matt.
Did someone call for a Settlers 3 expert?
Oh, yes! Are you a Settlers 3 expert?
No.
Oh!
Hello. Listen, Settlers 3 was, in fact, the first Settlers game I played. Can you hear me all right?
Perfectly well, yes, although you sort of let go of push to talk a little bit early there.
Whoops. Settlers 3 was the first Settlers game I ever played.
Oh!
And so I have a vague sense memory of it, but yes, like you, I haven't played since the 90s.
Oh no! Yes, please. Yes,
I
please.
remember, I believe, are the guys who pick up those cubes on your borders.
Cubes!
And pop them down a little bit further away from where they were.
Oh.
So they basically just move any kind of uncharted territory. They will start to move that outwards at a steady pace.
Oh. I kind of want to build a castle, because that'd be cool, but like, I'm not really sure. I guess I'm used to other kinds of games where you want to build something and it says, okay, that'll take 3 wood and 4 stone or something. I don't really know what the conditions are that I'm supposed to meet in... Oh dear, here come some knights. It looks like they're going to attack me. Let's see what happens.
Are you sure you can't, like, turn the overlay off? Because, seriously, it's... Oh, you want to build a castle? Let's build 20.
I know, it's awful.
20 castles. It's just...
I've just remembered that I'm supposed to actually control my knights myself, and it isn't automatic in this game, so... Over we go. What's happened there? Have they taken over my castle, or why are they just going home? Not castle. Guard tower, whatever that is. I don't know why they're going home, and I don't quite know what the difference between a thief and a knight is. You know, I think I'm about to be able to just walk into their territory, but like, my thief did that as well, but he wasn't armed, so he got killed. But he certainly wasn't in any way secret or sneaky, so I don't really know what the problem was. Okay, looks like I'm waging war on the yellow team by mistake. I meant the blues, but alright. Appear to be successful so far. Good. Ah, now, see what I've done? I've gone and killed off all my knights. So I'm going to have to regenerate knights somehow, and I don't know how. Let's see if it's in my... Aha! Recruitment, here we go.
Oh,
so I can...
those death screams.
Yeah. I think I kind of won something there. Okay, so... Swordsman, bowman, and spearman. Let's just see what happens. I guess I got 10 guys. Let's ask for 5 of them and 5 of them. See what happens. Where are they going to come from? That's my question. My random settlers going to turn into knights? We might have to do the rest of the tutorial, mightn't we? Oh, what's happening here? Are any of them me? Yes, they're me.
So I believe you just have your maximum population of settlers, right? You
Right.
just always have them.
Okay.
And then you can assign those professions. So the ones that are just kind of dawdling will then start to tool themselves up if they have the correct equipment and things. They'll go and pick those up and become those guys. It's just that they're just layabouts until that point.
Okay. I've realised I've got a good load of resources here, so I'm going to have some mines. Oh, am I? I'm going to build a gold mine. I'm going to build an iron mine. But not with you all over the screen. I need to be able to see my little signs. Gross. Put it up there, actually. No, there. And I'm going to have a coal mine. Oh. That went away. Oh. Oh, they all went away. Why won't it let me build them? Let me try again. Oh, no, okay. It seems to think that they are being built. Cool, okay. Okay, so... I guess I can increase my amount of settlers generally that I can promote into soldiers by making more houses. So I'll make more house. Let's have a bigger one this time. Thanks, fellas. Meanwhile, I've got some guys carrying some wood over here, presumably to make this. Make these mines. Oh, that's mine now. I've taken that overlook. Well, that's exciting. Oh, what's this? Oh. Oh. I was at some point under attack. But I seem to be alright now.
So I think part of the, kind of individual control of your knights and such, and your thieves and that sort of thing. Your thieves, you're able to essentially look and see, are there any knights near this store pile? And then you can go to your opponent's area, nick off with a plank, and then come back to your own.
Whoa. Cool. And a store pile is literally just a load of stuff on the floor like I've got here.
I certainly believe so, although it could just be the bits outside of the mines and things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think
Sorry, Matt, you'll have to say that again. It just said sometimes I think
they just pile those up outside of wherever they're getting them, and then someone wanders off with them.
Yeah. So, I'm supposed to go west, but I can't because there's people in the way. So I guess I'm just going to have to continuously defeat them.
That guard tower is in a weird place.
Okay, well now that I've got some mines, I'm going to need some food. So, I've got a food buildings thing here. And I can make a grain farm for them. Where shall I put that? It needs space underneath it for him to actually plant the grain. So let's say there. And also a pig farm. And a slaughterhouse.
I love how there's some blue guys fuffing about the Lost God Tower.
I know. They don't know what to do with themselves. Yeah. They're in Settlers 3, so they don't have anything to do at all. They just sort of stood there in a depressing crowd. There go my levelers. And then, I've got a river here. So what I can... And this I learned in the tutorial. What I can do with that is I can put a lovely little waterworks. Oh. Apparently I can't. Perhaps that's a better river anyway. So we'll have it there. I don't know what you do with the waterworks. I guess it feeds into bakeries and pig farms and things. Okay, well there we go. Now we just have to sort of sit around and wait for them to do that. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Who have we got that I haven't said hello to? Hello, Urchin13, Cage... I can never pronounce this. Cage Spicer, Quebeca 2015. 2015? You're only 3 years old? Well, 4 years old now, I suppose. Well, hello to our toddler viewership. Sorry, that was... I'm sure you're older than 4. I was merely referring to the fact that young people put their date of birth in their names sometimes, which is a really weird thing to do. They're just flaunting the fact.
Not just younger people, though.
I think you could blame, like, companies like Microsoft and things like that when they suggest whatever your data.
Oh, do they?
It might be the creation date of the account.
Just going to shrink the chat a bit on the screen because...
I mean, you get those suggestions when the username you want is taken, right?
Oh, I guess, yeah. Oh, Kedja says, I actually played Settlers 3 for the first time last Tuesday. Well, is that a coincidence or not? That's interesting anyway. Why did you do that? Did you get the history collection version like I did? Can you harvest the gas, says Urchin13. Wow, Urchin13's really old. They've been alive since the year 13. They sound like lemmings. Yeah, they do a bit. Cheeseweasel says, hello Cheeseweasel. In my experience, the year of birth in the username trend applies to the very young and very old.
I've seen people my age do it, and they put the like 94, because 1994, and they're not too young or too old.
No,
I
suppose
they were young when they made those accounts. So
yeah, I don't know. That's well within my range of the people I think are young, but yeah, it's not. That's not beyond the pale young, is it? That's not the kind of young where it's annoying how young they are. I wish I could remember what it was, but I saw someone being nostalgic about something that I genuinely thought was brand new. And it turns out it was because that they were in, primary school 7 years ago or something like that. It must have been somebody on Twitter, I don't know. The friend I spent New Year's with suggests I tried it. Oh, how interesting. So they're particularly into Settlers 3 then, Kedza. Do invite them over for a future stream. We'll get some tips off them. Although, we're alright for tips because we've got Matt here.
Yeah, the resident expert.
Yeah. So what do you think Did
you do something with the swamp? Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't do anything with the swamp. I tried, but I couldn't find any buildings that had to do with it. Mind you, I kind of stopped looking, so let me try again now.
I gave it a quick search. It says something about rice farms.
Oh. So that'll be in food. Distillery, rice farm. And that needs swamp, does it?
Apparently.
Well, let's find out. Let's build one. What's going on at the waterworks, meanwhile? Is this... No, that's not it. Where's the waterworks? Is that going to be the waterworks when it's built? Yes, I think it is. Why is nobody building it? Oh, he's waiting for wood. And why is there no wood? Do I need more sawmills? More woodcutters? Yes, actually, I think I do. I remember from the tutorial that one forester, which I have there, can serve 2 woodcutters. So, let's put another woodcutter down. Boom. 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 Boom.
Certainly a lot less zen and relaxing than Settlers.
Yes, although that could just be because, you know, I don't understand it yet. Once you do understand these things, you go into a kind of relaxed state. And although it's nothing compared to when we get to the lovely, the beautiful Settlers 6, an extremely relaxing game. But we'll get there.
Wait, hang on. How many are there?
Well, there are 7 in the main series. There's, and then there's a couple of offshots, and then they're about to release another one this year, which is just going to be called The Settlers again. And it is being made, at least in part, by someone who worked on the original Settlers, so it may be a return to... Well, I would say a return to form. I basically love them all, except for these ones in the middle. The earlier ones, the later ones. There are lots of Settler games I love. So, you know, I shouldn't really say return to form, but it would be interesting if it was in some way, you know, going back to buildings and paths and all that. We'll see. Oh. It feels as if I just heard somebody die. A little noise went up like, ugh! I don't know. Ah, meanwhile...
That's a very good question, by the way.
There's a load of people hanging around here. Perhaps I can turn some of them into soldiers, because that's right. I needed some soldiers, didn't I? So... Bing...
They're being drafted.
Yeah.
If it helps, I just saw a little blue explosion. I think a man might have died of starvation or something.
Oh dear! Well, I don't want that.
Not your man, their man.
Yeah, but I still don't want that. I don't want them to die of starvation. Is it these guys? Have they just been standing around for so long that they're dying?
That could well be it. It might be...
Yeah, they're just depressed.
Yeah, the numbers are lowered.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to mine. Because they're all just standing around.
Maybe yellows have maybe got rid of some of their, you know, maximum sort of population size or what have you.
Ooh.
They might not be able to be supported.
Oh dear. Nearly finished the waterworks. I don't know what a waterworks does. We'll find out. They've got a freshwater river here, so I guess it's just that's where everybody gets their water from.
Looks like a shrine.
Well, that's because they're trying to make everything look Eastern, isn't it? That's all Western people know about what Eastern people do. Build shrines, pilot giant robots. That's literally all we know about Eastern culture. And we're wrong about all of it. Another thing we're wrong about, these roads. Because I've not been allowed to put these down, look at the state of them. There's all these little dangling ends to these roads. It's gross.
It's not really a road. It's kind of like, because it's been so well trodden, all the plant life has died there. Like pathways that I've got along, they're not man-made exactly. It's just been people who've been walking through it so much that nothing grows anymore because people are still walking through their roads.
That's right.
It's like Animal Crossing.
Oh, does that happen in Animal Crossing?
It does, and it makes your grass look ugly, and it makes me sad.
Right. Is there a way around it? Can you, like, pay to have it re-turfed?
Nope.
Ah.
You're just kind of stuck with it.
Well, they should fix that.
My personal favourite little path is the one just next to your sawmill, where it's clearly going across the river, but no one's bothered to build a bridge. It just sort of.
But you think it just kind of stops because you kind of stop there.
Yeah. Yeah, you let go of that push to talk a bit early again, Matt.
It just kind of stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to hold this push to talk down.
Well, I think
about 3 seconds after I.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we have to. I mean, I don't have to because I'm not on push to talk for some reason. But I think if everyone just makes sure to just keep it held after you've finished talking. A little bit. What's this? Large guard tower. It's very large. But yeah, they should put a little bridge over. They used to in the better Steps games. Oh, I know. We've got some crops down here, so it's time to build a grain mill. Let's windmill some of this grain. Put that there. And then we can have, with it, a bakery. Won't that be lice? Won't that be lice? I don't mean that. I mean nice. Okay. Okay. There's some mushrooms. Something I'm concerned about is the ratio of the pixels. You know, I think that's probably roughly 1:1. Let me get my head right up to the screen. Yes, I think that's 1:1. But then after that, they all seem to get a bit. Look, see? Things start to look a bit scribbly. So the strange scribbly look of the graphics is probably down to the fact that I'm zooming in an inappropriate amount. Let me see if I can see. That's probably correct. That's probably correct. I wonder if there's one in between. How many zoom positions we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a shame. It's an even number, so probably neither of these is right. That looks alright. Anyway, never mind. Right, so where are all these? How do I get hold of all my knights, I wonder? If I look in my professions window, soldiers, can I select all my knights somehow? No.
Oh, Dave, Cheese Weasel Cat asked, how old are you?
I think I'm 36. I'm in my I'm in the bit of mid-30s where you genuinely forget which one you're on.
I'm already there. I haven't hit 30 yet.
Have you not?
Not quite.
Get on with it.
I'm trying. There's lots to do, though.
I know.
I often forget how old I am, and I'm only in my early 20s.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend's also like that. She's like, wait, how old are we?
Yeah.
And, like,
after a certain point, it doesn't matter, does it? You just sort of, like all the way through.
I can't forget my age because I was born in 2000, so it's easy for me.
Yeah, fair enough. You'll probably always be more or less on the ball with that, but for the rest of us, it can get confusing because it emerges as not mattering in the sense that, like, you know, when you're 12, it massively matters when you're 13. And then it massively matters that you're about to turn 14 and so on. But then you get to your 20s and pretty much every year in those is the same. And, like, I'm now sufficiently far into my 30s and I'm like, yep, these are the same as well. So I think it's just always the same now, except you get more aggravated because everybody thinks you're old soon. And you're like, what, I'm the same?
It honestly only matters when you mix sort of people who are significantly older or younger, and by significantly I mean maybe 3 or 4 years, when you are trying to reminisce or be nostalgic, because, you know, obviously you then have consumed different media, so you're like, oh, remember when we watched Rugrats? And they're like, I never watched Rugrats, and you're like, what, you don't? And so that you have that incredulous moment.
That's true, yeah. I have very often found that people I'm talking to are simply wrong about everything.
This is
for
why
that
Dave
reason.
has to do like big hour-long videos about the Spectrum to keep the rest of us all up to speed.
Yeah, I'm helping. I'm trying to help, you know, so that everyone knows what they missed and what's going on. Because
Wait, so you're like 24 when you started the Snatter stories and such, right?
oh, thereabouts, yeah. Or even younger. I mean, it really went on for a very long time. Like, even the ones that I've been re-uploading, those were not rewrites, but they were like the second time I'd done it. There was a really early version of the first year that didn't have any pictures or anything, and it was only out of... Well, I didn't do an entry every day. I did maybe somewhere between 10 and 15 altogether across the month. So I had to do some filler stuff in the first year, which is where the idea of the quantum chocolate came from, and pretty much all of the stories after that are based on that. So I guess that's when it turned into a story, was when I was like, right, I'm reposting this, and I'm actually going to do something every day. And I remember then having to track down an old chat log to find the original text. So goodness knows how old it was then.
And really, the quantum chocolate really reshaped the Snatter stories' future and past.
Yeah. I've realised that probably I should have played the easy campaign, because I do not know what I'm doing, and I wonder if the easy campaign has a certain tutorial element to it. So I think I might do that. I'm getting the hang of this in a sense. Like, this all makes sense to me. Let's see what happens if I save this. Oh, okay.
I mean, nothing's flashing red, so surely it's all fine.
That's the only way. Yeah, yeah. I need to watch out for like blood spatters coming in from the borders, and that's how I know my settlers are getting hurt. Oh, a pig!
That little blue bar on the left starts going down,
Yeah.
and then you see Odd Job, and you're done for.
What?
You mentioned blood spatters, and so I immediately thought of GoldenEye 64.
Do you know? I managed to miss that one. I have never played GoldenEye, even though I used to hang out in my sixth form social centre, and people were playing it there. So I've seen it, but I've never played it.
I'd say when you pop around, you can play it, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, GoldenEye's kind of weird in that, like, it's absolutely wonderful, but like it's also like a completely buggy mess that hasn't aged well in any way.
Oh, that's a
You
shame.
can
But
download GoldenEye on the PC.
it's just that it introduced people to like A, shooters, and B, you know, sort of competitive multiplayer. Abby seems quite excited. Are you just stretching?
It was basically like one of the first games to like demonstrate that you could do a console game or you could do an FPS on a console, and you could do it as like a more slow-paced, deliberate kind of thing than Doom's run-around shooting everything.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, just for a
Everything
moment.
about it has been improved on in every way since.
Well, yeah, of course. Okay, wait. Everyone shush for a minute, because there's going to be some text now, because I'm going into the campaign screen again, and he's going to read us. I don't need to know how to pronounce names, because it's going to be read, so let's see.
I don't know what happened. Yesterday I was captain of a trader plying the seas, and that's all I ever wanted to be.
Okay.
I was free. I saw a distant land others only heard tale of. I was happy. No.
Okay, so we're getting the same sort of story of this guy. He was plucked out of his life. Oh, so it's that the gods plucked them and then made them kings.
But I'm expected to rule here, to wage war, and to win.
And none of them seem happy about it. They've all been plucked out of their ordinary lives, told they're the chosen one, and now they're going to lead their people to victory. And they don't want to.
Like every voyage upon the sea. I do not know if I will be an able commander, but hope will be my anchor. If Hannibal, nightmare of ancient Rome and paragon of strategists, can spring upon the world from a family of traders, so can I. Indeed, my empire this day is no greater than many a ship that sailed under my command.
Okay, so victory condition, conquer the entire island. A rebellion has sprung up in the northwest. Okay. A small band of my countrymen have established a foothold there. Unfortunately, they control the only gold resources on the island. If this rebel colony goes unchallenged, they may become too powerful. Okay, so there's enemies not going to settle against them. Your opponents are very aggressive. Don't let their early attacks upset you. If you concentrate on recruiting soldiers in the beginning, the attacks will quickly cease. Try to expand your territory quickly so that your opponent's room for colonizing is cramped. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, then. Here we go. So, quickly then. Okay, you may now continue talking about everything you were previously talking about.
I would first like to talk about the fact that that was played by someone doing an impression of Jeff Goldblum.
Let's talk about that. Because the reason I paused there is I was trying to remember the name of the man, who I thought it sounded like, and it wasn't Jeff Goldblum, it was that man who's in things and he's nice. The man's name that it sounded like to me is called... Are you ready?
So ready.
Here comes the man's name. Mr. John Goodman is his name. That's who I thought it sounded like.
As
But
soon
yeah.
as you said a nice man in movies, I knew you meant John Goodman. I didn't
Oh.
want to-
But you didn't want to help.
no, I was just enjoying.
I got there in the end. But, yeah, because that's, like, what other traits does John Goodman have that you can definitively describe him by? Except that he's a nice man that everyone thinks is nice. But then you're straying towards Tom Hanks territory then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's probably because I hear you talk about John Goodman quite frequently.
Really?
Yeah. every time you're on the podcast, you just
Yeah.
John Goodman's.
Oh, by the way, he's speaking of the podcast Life's a Pitch. And if you haven't heard it, you got to hear it. It's great. It's a podcast that Matt does, and I guest on it, pretty frequently, where we pitch. People give us silly names for films, and we pitch them. And we come up with what the story would be and who would be in them and things. And I'm always trying to put John Goodman in them, apparently. I haven't noticed myself doing that, but I'm not surprised.
Well, we all have a little cache of actors we like to shoehorn in.
Yeah.
And well, it's quite understandable that you want to put John Goodman in.
He's a nice guy, and I'm really not looking forward to the day we find out that he isn't.
You could say he's a good man.
I'm sure he's been in a whole ton of stuff, and his IMDb page is absolutely huge and all, but what was he in? The first thing that always comes to mind is the Speed Racer movie.
Oh, is he in that?
Yeah, he was Pop's Racer.
Yeah, he's in that.
Well,
if you haven't seen Speed Racer, go and
well, I know what
go and
comes.
watch.
I know what comes into my mind immediately. He was Fred Flintstone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the. Oh man, wait a minute, because that movie came out in 1994, and certain persons would not have been old enough to be aware of it happening.
I mean, it wasn't super well loved when it came out.
Speak for yourself. It was by me.
I remember that movie existing, and I think I might have gone to see it in the cinema or something, but I don't remember a thing about it.
I remember loads about it. I can tell you a little bit about it now. Number one, it was my introduction to the concept of spoilers, because I had, got excited, and because here was another live-action version of a cartoon thing I liked. The previous year it had been Mario. This year it was the Flintstones, and I'd read all about it, as I did with Mario. I knew all the story before I went in, and I was so excited at the way that the villain is dispatched of that I told my family about it in the car on the way, and they all complained that I'd spoiled the story, spoiled the ending, and that was the first time I came upon that concept, that you can spoil a film by talking about or knowing about what happens in it ahead of time. I thought that's what you're supposed to do, because I was a child, and in those days, we all got the Ladybird book of before we went to see a film.
You need to be well equipped with all the knowledge of what's going to happen in the film before you watch it.
Yeah, that's right. But then I watched it again recently, within the last 10 years, and no, it's not very good. But as a live
trick is,
action,
like getting one of like the tie-in adaptations and then being completely weirded out when it turns out the film was edited at the last minute and none of it happens in the same order. I distinctly remember that happening for the Power Rangers movie. Like,
Really?
I think they switched around at the last minute, and so they bring Zordon back to life before doing the final battle in most of like the tie-in media, and then, like the film, like they do that like at the end after the big final fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it shows because that I can tell you one thing: the Power Rangers movie is definitely more of a wreck than the Flintstones movie. I can say that much.
Yeah,
it is an absolute train wreck of a movie.
It's awful. But much like
the editing's kind of like that all the way. Like really, like most of the scenes just like kind of feel like they're playing in a slightly random order.
Much like Flintstones is in Dave's Mario Zone, the Power Rangers movie is in mine. I
really?
watched that film on VHS over and over.
I mean, so did I. I just didn't like it very much. But I was right on the cusp. The Power Rangers movie was it was my first disappointment at the cinema. It was the first time I went to the cinema and was like, I'm not sure about this. Still got it on video. But what I'll always have, and what I'll never let go of, is the tremendous excitement in the build-up to it. Because those costumes, man, you know, I knew exactly what the Lycra Power Rangers looked like, and now here were these armor Power Rangers, and I really learned to draw them.
They were some good costumes, let's be fair. Apparently, like, they kept tearing at the crotches, though, like, to the point where apparently there are, like, some promo pictures where you can see the White Ranger's pants.
Oh, I'm glad you said pants.
I'm also glad I said pants, but yes, pants.
Yeah. The only trouble is, and I think this is where my disappointment came from. Such excitement leading up to the film, loving those suits. It just so happened that one of the breakfast cereals was giving away little plastic figures based on them, and that were notched with all of the different shapes that the armor was cut into. So I was like learning to draw based on the advert for those on the back of Sonic the comic, and things like that. But when it came out, they had those costumes for all of about 10 seconds. And I think it is like one scene, and then they lose their powers, and they spend the rest of the film in stupid ninja costumes.
Yeah. I was going to say the ninja costumes are singularly ridiculous.
Yeah.
They are consistently a bit crap.
And they're just ninja costumes.
They get the costumes back for the finale, but like at that bit they're just like sitting inside like little CGI cockpits, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no.
Oh, that was like the film that like kind of introduced me to the concept of CGI, so there is that.
There is that. Not a great landing for the concept of CGI. I mean, those Zords really were quite shocking.
They really were a bit rubbish, but it was still interesting.
I tell you what, though, Matt.
It's like it wasn't the first thing that I ever saw which had CGI in it, but like.
I tell you what, though, Matt. I will absolutely watch the Power Rangers movie with you, and I will not make fun. I'll have a lovely time with you.
Yes. Listen, Ivan Ooze is a good villain.
He's great. Oh, he's really good.
Is a
Paul Freeman is clearly having a nice time at least.
And by the way, he's in the, I believe, third series of the original House of Cards, and he's very good in that.
Unfortunately, I can't watch it now.
No, the original House of Cards.
Oh, right, the original House of... Okay,
yeah.
Well, then I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, it cleanses the palette of the remake of House of Cards by being like, oh no, we're back to this one now. This one was the real one all along. I think it's House of Cards. It's something like that he was in. But the Flintstones movie, though, I'll say this. The cast is almost all correct. Certainly, John Goodman and Rick Moranis as Fred and Barney couldn't do better than that. As an adaptation of a cartoon into a film, it's one of the more accurate ones you're ever going to see. That doesn't make it good. But if that's a thing you like, and God knows the people who hate the Mario movie seem to, then you might like the Flintstones movie. But finally, and this is really what it comes down to, and this is my forever opinion on the Flintstones movie that has remained steady as a rock since 1994 or 5, whenever it was, is that the soundtrack album is a blinder. Very, very good.
What's it like?
Well,
It was the B-52s, the theme tune, wasn't it?
correct. You open with the
That was
B-52s doing a cover of the theme tune, in which, you know, in like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, when someone starts to run, before they actually are able to run, they sort of hover above the ground with their legs going round, and it makes a sound like you know that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they use that as a drum fill in the B-52s version of the Flintstones, and it's great. It's real good.
I need to listen to that again.
You had me at B-52s, so...
Oh well,
I'm
hey,
ready.
if we had you at B-52s, let me take you even further. Let me have you deeper still, because on that album, at no point is their name corrected. They are the BC-52s all the way through.
Brilliant.
They released the single as the BC-52s, and not the BC-52s brackets the B-52s. We need to put this here for copyright reasons. No, they were just the BC-52s. They were dressed in Flintstones gear on the front cover of the single and everything.
That might be why I've never heard it, because I'm pretty sure I've listened to the entire discography of the B-52s.
Well,
you know, in the way that I did when I was 16, and you know, LimeWire was the way that you search for music.
Well, the treats keep rolling in. Well, hang on. Let me go and get the disc. Just a moment.
Oh boy.
Hang on a minute, because then I can tell you what's on it.
Okay, I'm listening to this just now, and it is the great.
This is difficult. I'm having to push my face really into my Christmas tree in order to try and find the Flintstones album. Here it is. I've drawn it out from the Christmas tree. It's not. I haven't hidden it in the Christmas tree. It's just that my CD shelf is behind it.
That's where he hides the really important stuff.
Yeah. So you start with the Flintstones. Next thing, Human Being, performed by the Stereo MCs. I don't know much about them, but that's a good song that I like. And it has the... once you've started with the Meet the Flintstones B-52s, who are really having a silly time. They're joking, the old BC-52s there. But then in comes Human Being, which starts with, like, you know, Neolithic noises of, you know, growling animals and stuff. But then it goes into a song that very much feels real. And I remember... Do you know what I mean by that? It felt like they were trying to make an actual song that a band might make for realsies. But it was about being a caveman or something, or the human species. I imagine it was a song that they had already written. You know, I think this is one of those compilation albums where it's just, let's find some tangentially related songs and put them together. But it was well collated. Then you have something called Hit and Run Holiday, performed by My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Again, that was just another song that was like a song. It had nothing to do with being Flintstones at all. Then you have Prehistoric Days by Shakespeare's Sister and the Holy Ghost. This is an interesting little one, because what you have here is Shakespeare's Sister, a band, a girl group at the time, I believe, who were on their way out, hadn't heard from them for a while, not since around 1991, and then here they come with this song that's full of very intricate and interesting chords. And meanwhile, a man who I've never seen, but he's a very gravelly voiced Jamaican, and I always pictured him having something of a beard on him, is... Well, I won't try and do the voice, because that would be racist, but he's doing a fast-paced rap of the sort that was popular at the time. There was a lot of Jamaican rap in the charts. But what he's rapping about is Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone. And it's quite an experience. That's something worth listening to. Then you've got Rock with the Caveman, performed by Big Audio Dynamite. That's a rousing number. It's an old rock and roll song from the olden days, but redone and all loud and stereo. Then there's something called I Showed a Caveman How to Rock, performed by Us Three, featuring Def Jeff, of course. And that's a I don't know them outside this one song, but that's a hip hop track, which I enjoy a lot. You what? Sorry.
There's a theme here where it's they did a pre-searchable internet Google search for songs that have rock and caveman.
That's right. Except on this occasion, some of them were bespoke for the film, and I don't know which ones. This one explicitly mentions
We're
Fred.
gonna bedrock around the bed claw.
Sadly, not. They should have put that in. I assume it's in the film. But no, this one is a full-on hip hop track. It's quite good. There's some horn bits, but it is all about the artist, Def Jeff, I assume, going back in time and meeting the Flintstones.
Which he really did.
He did. Yes, it was a documentary piece based on his time there.
And he came back and he said, "You know, this central character, this central person I met and followed around, you know,
Yeah.
Louis Theroux style,
looked
a lot like John Goodman."
That's right. He did look a lot. He looked exactly like John Goodman. So presumably John Goodman is a distant descendant of Fred Flintstone. I can't remember all the lyrics offhand, but it's definitely talking about Fred Flintstone, not just a caveman. He had a part-time gig at the gravel pit slinging rocks. That's a bit I remember. He had a part-time gig at the gravel pit slinging rocks. Said he was into hip-hop.
Let's not put it past the idea that potentially, like, you know, Flintstones is a even then and now is a cultural touchstone. That these songs were independently written about the Flintstones, and then you know found for the.
Well, you cut off again, Matt. It was found for the what?
For the movie, you know.
For the
like,
movie.
I can imagine that these songs could have been a band messing around and going, well, we might. Why not write a song about the Flintstones?
Yeah.
You know?
And in this, Fred Flintstone, quite off his own bat, starts rapping to this man, Def Jeff. And Def Jeff replies, "Your style is prehistoric. Stuck in the Stone Age, you're still using a hammer and chisel carving out your lyrics on stone pages." I remember that bit. So after that, that's well worth a listen. Go and listen to I Showed a Caveman How to Rock. It's good. Then we hit another little treat for you, Matt. The Bedrock Twitch. Now, there was an episode of the Flintstones cartoon in which they in some way they encounter a singer, and he's up on a stage and he's singing a song called The Twitch. And it's like, I know a place where the hippies go called Bedrock. And they do the Twitch. And Fred and Barney sing it early on in the film. And that's a reference to an obscure episode of the cartoon series. Well, then later on they have some sort of, you know, party or something, and who should it be but the BC-52s again? Doing their cover of the Twitch, but they give it the full BC-52, they give it the full B-52s, you know, oomph. And that track is like something along the lines of 11 minutes long. They really don't stop. They just keep going, which is something of a trait of theirs from other stuff that I must be wrong about that. No, I am wrong. It's only 4 minutes 30, and in fact it's shorter than the previous track, I Showed a Caveman How to Rock. But it feels longer because it has that feeling of a journey that some B-52s tracks do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, this sounds like a deluxe soundtrack.
It really is just fantastic. Yes.
I'm gonna find this.
Then there's a track called I Want to Be a Flintstone, which is an odd thing. It's mostly just guitars going da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, while a bloke sort of sings over the top. You know, Betty and Barney and the folks next door, I roll around all over the floor. A yabba dabba doo time. It's just this one again, probably bespoke. I don't really see, unless it just so happened that like across maybe the last 10 years, because it all sounds, you know, of the time, a load of bands just randomly started writing songs about the Flintstones, which could happen. I think they're commissioned for this. Then we have In the Days of the Caveman by the Crash Test Dummies. This is from their album. Abby had their album, didn't you? It's a beautiful song. It's just absolutely lovely. In the Days of the Caveman, it's a you remember the Crash Test Dummies, the guys, and they're doing this song about like the words are, I see in the shapes of my body leftover parts from the apes and monkeys, and it's just lovely. It's just this really nice song. There's a nice little piano bit in the middle. It's lovely. So that's a nice little rest from the previous bit of fun. And then we launch into Anarchy in the UK, performed by Green Jelly. And that's Green Jelly of the sort of the weird American punk Three Little Pigs thing. Printed on pink vinyl, I had that one. And that is it's Anarchy in the UK, except here they've retooled it to be again about Bedrock. So it's called Anarchy in It's actually called Anarchy in the UK on the
Bedrock, a famous town from the UK.
Well, it's listed as Anarchy in the UK, but they only say Anarchy in Bedrock in the song I Want to Be Fred Flintstone. And then at the end they fake out as if the tape breaks. So that's next. And then, why not? Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur. Of course it is. Throw that on there. High quality track, I'm sure everybody will agree.
That was basically on everything at a time, wasn't it?
I mean, it was important to get it on there.
We had a cover of it as well.
I mean,
it was on everything until it was ruined by Theodore Rex.
Theodore Rex. Well, that's the only other one I can think of. It was in the Flintstones. It was in Theodore Rex, and of course, it was in Super Mario Brothers. But there, it was performed by the Goombas, and it was Akalaka Goomba in that version.
I believe it's actually in the Power Rangers movie that we previously discussed, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because they go back to dinosaur times in that?
I don't think it was, but it should be.
I feel like that
fight
fight scene where he says, "I've got a bone to pick with you,"
yeah.
and then pulls a bone
and
out.
they're fighting, yeah, dry bones.
It's a sense memory, and I could be completely wrong. Feel free to I'll take this L if I'm wrong, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because that period of cinema just seems to exude Walking the Dinosaur.
I've forgotten to do any playing of this game, I've just noticed. So I'm just going to put my soldiers over there and see what I can do with them. And then finally, well, not finally, but almost finally, we have Bedrock Anthem performed by Weird Al Yankovic. Now, this one I can well believe he'd already written, because it's a parody song, but it's about the Flintstones, and you know what he's like. You know, he'll take a song and he'll just turn it into something else. It's Give It Away. You know, give it away. Except now it's Yabba Dabba Yabba Doo. Now I get along with all my prehistoric know-how, and it's about, you know, the life that he lives in Bedrock. Well, I got a neighbour, Barney Rubble.
That is peak Weird Al.
Yeah, I can well believe he'd already written that. And then finally, Mesozoic music, which is just a few minutes of incidental music from the film. So you just skip that one. The album's finished at that point.
This reminds me slightly of the South Park album.
Oh.
Chef Aid.
Oh yeah.
Largely in that there was music written for the album. Themed around South Park, as well as having some of it be largely separate. I'm trying to remember specifically. There's an Elton John song on it, "Wake Up Wendy," and I don't know whether that's from, because obviously there is there's a character called Wendy in South Park, but this song by Elton John. Absolute banger.
Right. So is that one of his existing songs, or?
I've no idea. Here's the thing. When I look at the Wikipedia track listing, it doesn't look like there's a link to it anywhere else.
Oh.
When I look it up on YouTube, there is nowhere of him just, playing it on an album. It's from the Chef Aid.
Okay. Oh well, then perhaps he contributed to the album.
So there's all this really, really amazing music in it, and honestly, don't let if you don't even like South Park, it might be difficult sometimes. But
I've gone through phases. Back when it was new, I liked it then, so I could well imagine getting into that mood. I mean, will this have the Chocolate Salty Balls song on it?
It does. That is the third song on the album.
I remember when this was going on, and I remember the Chef Aid episode, and I remember that they did release a single, and I can't remember what the song was. It might have been Mr. Hanky, but depending on what,
Chocolate Salty Balls.
but here's the thing: depending on what format you bought this song in, you got a different B-side, and I wanted Chocolate Salty Balls because I thought the bass line was great, but it didn't come on the CD version. I think you had to buy the tape to get that. So I was like, well, I just won't buy it then. Screw you.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember the single. I remember listening repeatedly to Chocolate Salty Balls, trying to glean a real recipe from it.
Really? Now, I thought for a moment there that you said you listened to Chocolate Salty Balls crying.
No, trying. Me and my friends were trying to figure out if there were real things you could make, because if you remember back to the song, the lyrics themselves, there are, and obviously at no point during this time could you just look up the lyrics online or anything. We were trying to
You've won. Look, I've won. It says at the top, you've won. There's exciting.
You've won.
Yep.
You can stop now.
Yeah, I guess I've won.
Oh right, this is a Settler stream.
Yeah. Game going on.
Carry on, Matt. While we.
Novelty albums.
The big takeaway that I still remember from the South Park album is the fact that they put "Horny" by Moose T on it for absolutely no reason, and then just like dubbed over it with like a phone call about how they're definitely not putting "Horny" on the South Park album because it makes no sense for them to do that.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that phone call specifically. That the whole thing of having an argument over whether or not they're going to put it on, and then they.
Oh!
I can only imagine it's a throwback to some kind of pirate radio.
Oh, the blue guys are all just exploding.
Why?
That's your fate when you're a settler.
I guess in this, when you're unmoored.
Actions have damned the blue guys.
Yeah, I think when you're unmoored from your home settlement in the Settlers, you just explode.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know whether I'm supposed to exit this game and go back to the menu or something, but...
Red guys, I don't feel so good.
I'm gonna build some big towers to see what happens.
Build a castle. Go on.
Yeah, how do I build a castle? Castle, there we go. Oh, I can only build one there. I don't want one there. So it'll have to be another time we have a castle. It doesn't look... The castle doesn't really look much castlier than my big guard tower. That's a shame. You're going to get some big castles later on in the series. Never you mind. Never you worry about that.
I know you don't love this game to bits, Dave, but just you wait until you start making wine and casting magic spells. Oh boy!
I mean, don't tease me, Frodo. I want to make wine and cast magic spells in Settlers. Of course, I want to do that. Are you serious? Do you cast magic spells in this game?
Unless I'm conflating it with a completely different game, yes, I believe so.
Oh my word! Well, then I'm in. Is that what the temples are for?
Yes, that's what the temples are for. You can, like, you get mana for, mana from heaven, God-themed stuff. And for putting wine and beer in your temple, and then you can, like, summon piles of supplies for your people. And
Oh, mate. If only I'd got that far. Maybe that was why I liked Settlers 4, because I liked Settlers 4, and it was, like, just like this, except a bit polished, as I recall. And I can't remember in what way it was a bit polished. Maybe I just got to the spells and thought that it was polished, but actually it was in this. Oh, I bit my lip. Oh, well, no, correction. I just sort of lightly bit the bit of my lip where I bit my lip earlier while I was eating my dinner, and it kind of disproportionately hurt because of that. Hopefully, I don't break my lip. Several years ago, I've probably told you this, but several years ago, I bit my lip so hard during a meal that was so delicious that I was really chomping down on it. We were at a Korean grill with my friend, who's the foodie friend I have, And he was like, right, and we just let him order whatever he wanted, and he, like, it was a Korean grill is where, in the middle of your table, there's a grill. There's, like, a bowl that's a grill, and you get the meat raw, and you cook it. And we just it was brilliant, and you get all sorts of, like, strips of different kinds of meat, and the nicest one, and I never imagined myself saying this, sorry to any vegans listening, because I'm about to say, or even just vegetarians, I'm about to say a mean thing, but tune out for the next 5 seconds while I say this disgusting thing, okay? Ready? Chicken hearts. I would never have eaten those before, but they were delicious. Oh, and I would never eat them in like, almost any other circumstance. I can't possibly imagine enjoying that particular body part of any particular animal. But, on this occasion, maybe just because they were sizzling away nicely, or maybe because my friend knows exactly how long to cook meat for, or maybe because there was this lovely sort of herbsy, spicy dust stuff that you roll it all in. Anyway, they were absolutely lovely. And I was enjoying this so much that I bit really hard into my mouth, into my lip, the inside thereof, and I was like, ow, I've bit my lip. And then I carried on munching and crunching. And I did it again, because, you know, it swelled up a little bit. And I really, really bit into where I'd previously bit into my lip. And then I did this another 2 or 3 times over the course of the evening. And that did not go down. That swelling from all those bitings didn't go down for months. To the point where I actually literally was in a surgeon's chair about to have it removed when we realised that it had kind of gone down of its own volition just like that day. And you can see it in Ocarina of Time with lyrics. I tried to play it down wherever possible, but like I do have this big lump sticking out of my mouth. And it was absolutely disgusting.
Just a quick update. Tom from the Life's Pitch podcast has also had that delicacy that you had previously been speaking about. And also, so that is confirmed good food.
And did he have? In what context did he have it? Was it at a Korean grill, or is there some other situation where you might eat that?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask. I will ask when he comes back because he has just gone to make a cup of tea.
Oh, good idea.
On the hob because our kettle exploded.
Oh no! Why did you take away its land?
Yeah. No, our kettle blew up today. That was fun.
Oh no! So what does he do? Has he got a pan of water?
Yeah, I just got a big old pan that you would cook spaghetti in it, and we just put it on the hob and just boiled it up, and then we got a big spoon, a big serving spoon.
You're ladling the boiling water into mugs. I mean, needs must, but.
Yeah, it was weird. Just I heard a yelp from downstairs earlier. Basically, Jenny was cooking some nice chili. She'd put some sweet potatoes in the oven, and she brought them out on a pan. And that hot pan just clonked into the side of our brushed stainless steel kettle that we think might have been from the 90s, and it just blew up.
Oh dear!
It just blew up. No idea.
I'm gonna quit this game and see if it'll let me go on to the next level. Yes.
About that delicacy you were talking about.
Yes.
I don't know about particular chicken you said. I know Peruvians like using the same body part, but cow.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, just a moment. I'm not really able to concentrate on you at the moment because there's a man talking at me, narrating the next level.
Remigius fled with his band to an island in the north and formed an alliance.
Let me just let him read this.
From the west.
It's our friend John Goodman, man from Jurassic Park.
The sea, where I'm at home. I will not have Remigius feeling too sure of himself anymore.
Okay, he's now finished talking. I've just got to read this. So I've got to conquer the map, and as we've learned in the last level, I only have to, I don't have to actually conquer blank land. I just have to conquer anyone else who happens to be there. A civil war has decimated a large part of your colony down here. The rebels there, I think, have withdrawn across the North Sea and are colonizing there. I've heard reports the rebels have allied themselves with a group of pirates in the west. Oh, pirates! One of your scout ships has been stranded in the northwest, not too far from your colony. You'll need to establish an outpost there and attack the enemy from this position. Okay, so this is where I just live, but that was probably the previous level. I'm going to be here now, and I've got to attack pirates. And these guys as well, I guess? Yeah. Okay. Your main island is secure, but your outpost is having trouble finding iron ore. Therefore, you have to supply reserve troops from your main island. Now, how am I going to do that? Am I going to have to build boats in this level? Okay. Okay. Oh, they've started me off with some buildings. I hate that. Woodcutter's hut, forester's hut, sawmill, coal mine, iron ore mine, guard tower, stonecutter. Okay. Okay. So I've got all the basics, but how am I supposed to build boats? And then over here, here's my other fellas. Oh, no, that was a boat then. So they've got here on a boat, but their boat is now broken. Let's see if I can build boats. Temple, marketplace, landing dock. Residence. Shipyard. Right then. Let's have a shipyard. Let's make ourselves some boats. Shipyard. Okay. And then I've got this big fellow over here. A large guard tower. Okay, right. I think we've got the measure of that now. What were we talking about before? Oh, your exploding kettle.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, that's right. Yes, no, that's right. That's right. Sorry, vegans. I'm afraid
You just made a terrible pun on chat as well.
Oh dear. Oh man, they sound pretty pirate. Flippin' heck. Hello, Shama Streams. And it was a hearty meal. Oh man, you'll fit right in. Yeah. Oh look, sorry vegans, it's hearts. I'm afraid. Isn't that gross? I agree with you though. That's absolutely horrible. But the idea. Okay, so a chicken's heart. That's a little fella. Cow's heart? Oh no. What? You need tools.
Yeah, I shared it in the Discord. It's beef heart skews. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like a kebab of chunks. They don't just give you a heart.
Oh goodness, no.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh boy, no. What?
Yeah. You see what I mean? That would be revolting.
Oh, gee. Is that what the chicken one was?
Yeah.
Just gave you the hearts.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously, they were just a little heap of them, and you cooked them up, and I mean, I like I said before, I would never. I am grossed out even just suggesting it now, but I promise they were nice. To a meat eater like myself, they were nice. I will never eat them under any other circumstances. Like maybe, I suppose maybe if that same friend who like took us there and was like, "Here's how to eat these," if he made them, then yeah, because I trust him to know what to do with any kind of food. But man, what a gross idea! Like, I would never have ordered it off the menu myself. Anyway, that's quite enough of that. Let's see what I can do over here. So I don't need to worry about normal basic things like stone cutters. I have got a couple of mines over here, and they're going to need some food, but I haven't really got room for food unless I expand in this direction. So, how about it? Oh no, I don't need a big one like that. Now, I'm building this up. Sorry?
Can you do a big fishing in this game? Is that a thing you can do?
I don't know. I've made this boat place. Oh, and I can make a boat, trade ship, transport ship. Trade ship? Whoa! You think it's going to get all anno in this? Ah, I'm clicking it and nothing's happening. Why not? Set place to build. Whoa. Whoa! Sweet. Cool. Okay, well, luckily I'm getting some resources. How many resources? It does say I need 4 wood and 1 stone. Well, that's easy. Although I don't know where to go to find out how much stuff I've got. Maybe here. Yes, here. Oh, I've got loads. Not a problem. Not a problem. I'm glad you could finally make it as well, Shammer Streams. I remember eating chicken feet, Shammer Stream says, at a traditional restaurant, a traditional Chinese restaurant once. They were a bit too crunchy. Oh, weird. I'd try it though. I'll try something once, you know. I've eaten snails in France. I've said that as if I was about to list off any other continental things I've done. That's literally the only time I've ever left the UK, was when I went to France. And while I was there, I ate snails. Oh? Who just shouted?
Ooh, you gotta travel some more, mate.
I don't like it, though. You have to go, you know?
It's not like every single country has snails. They have better stuff at other places.
No. I like the snails. That's not... No, I'm not... The snails are not the reason I haven't gone anywhere else.
Oh, well,
it's not like I went...
I failed them.
It's not like I went to France and was like, snails, I'm never going abroad again. No, it's that I just don't like travelling. I really hate travelling. Because it's so expensive. And, like, you spend all your money and then you're like, well, now I've got nothing I tether myself to the earth with, so I'm just here until I'm allowed to leave. except you have a nice time and all that, you know, you do. But no, I'm not really organised enough to know how to do that.
It's the same. I have the same philosophy. It's just I know it's a failing. I'm pretty.
Oh
sure
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah. Yeah. It is a failing. I completely agree. And look, let's not beat around the bush here. If I was rich, I bet I'd go all around the world. I bet you'd be like, what shall I do with all this money? Anything at all. I'll go here, I'll go there, I'll go hither, I'll go yon. I won't go to yon, I don't like it there, but I'll go hither. I'll go thither, but not yon. I hate it. They make me eat snails. But no, I'm not, so I don't really understand how anyone can afford to go to leave their country at all. But I'm sure I'll be schooled in that. Here's what I'll do. Let's find out what happens with Brexit. And if not all that much happens with it, and it's fine, maybe I'll see about going abroad. You know, because the prices will remain what they were when I should have done it in the first place. Oh, Abby's been to Sweden, haven't you? Yes. There you go, so she's more travelled than I am.
Oh, I've been to Sweden. I flippin' love Sweden. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Hang on, what was that, Abby? Sorry, I can't hear you from my headphones. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she went to America a lot when she was a kid.
There's lots of contingent things that you might need to wait for to figure out whether you're going to go to America.
Well, exactly. I mean, yes. I have no interest in doing that right at the moment.
I've been to America too.
Have you? Oh, well done.
Yeah, amazingly.
Does my country count as America? Because, you know, South.
I think pedantically it does, yeah, and so yeah.
If I go full cranial, I can say, well, actually.
The Americas.
It's very nice to know someone's paying attention, Seb. Thank you.
I haven't had a passport in years.
No, me neither.
And honestly, it took promising to go to Disneyland to actually get me to even get the form to apply for a passport.
That's why that's my reason for wanting to go to America, but my desire to go to Disneyland does not yet outweigh my desire not to go anywhere.
We should all go. Let's all go to Disneyland.
What? I mean, listen, that's actually quite a nice idea, and perhaps we should.
I mean, like, it would be cheaper to go to the one in Paris, but it's not quite as good.
Yeah, I'm all up for going to that one. I think I may finally be past my prejudice, which is that I've always thought it would ruin the immersion of any of the things that they say everything in English and in French.
Honestly, it's amazing. I've been before. I went when I was 13, 14, I think I was, and they had this thing at the time called the Disney Fantalusion Parade. And I don't know whether they have it now or what's changed. I don't really keep up with Disneyland news, but they had this thing going through the center of the place, down the main Disney Street or whatever they want to call it. And,
Disney Street.
It was called the Disney Fantalusion Parade. And of course, because they're speaking in most of the European languages, as the various floats come by and they announce who it is, and they say, okay, now here comes, Ariel, and look out because it's Ursula and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in the lead up to that, we had the kind of announcement time. There's going to be some fireworks, and then it'll be time for the Disney Fantalusion Parade. And then they switch to French, and it will be all sorts of all manner of French words that obviously I couldn't understand. And then they'd go straight back to they'd have this impeccable French accent when they were speaking French.
Yeah.
And then immediately it was Disney Fantalusion Parade, and then just carried on in perfect French. And then did it in German, and then back to the Disney Fantalusion Parade in German, and it was just every language. We just were treated to this person's real accent, which was clearly just English.
That's very exciting. But I'm more thinking of things like, the Haunted Mansion and stuff. Where you are supposed to be entering an alternate world of ride, and now they're saying everything in multiple languages. It just sort of, I feel as if that would break it, but I'm beyond that prejudice now. I feel like I don't mind anymore, so I would be happy to go to the Paris one. But whoops, Brexit. We've gone on Brexit.
I mean, not just yet, but...
Well, I know, but put it this way, I'm not going between now and March.
We can just save up.
Oh, and you say it's expensive. I mean, I don't know how it is over there in the Europes, but here it's god awful.
Yeah.
So it's really expensive here.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. But, exactly. So, maybe I'll go one day, but not anytime soon.
It's a plan for the future. In the distant future, when all people who remember why anyone voted out, voted leave, are kind of gone.
Yes.
We might be.
Yeah. We'll see, won't we?
Politics.
So, I'm going to...
Making any swords yet?
No, well, I haven't got any resources yet. Or have I? I probably have, haven't I? Where's my resources again? Yeah, I've got no swords, but do I have iron and stuff? Where's my iron and stuff? Oh, I don't... Oh! That'll be coal. I've got 8. That's probably iron. I've got 3. So I could make swords, but what would be better is if I made mines. So, I'm expanding up this way. Meanwhile, there's definitely coal there, so I can put a coal mine down at the very least. Oh yes. I was surprised then that I already had one, but it's up in the other... on the other island, isn't it? There's gold up here. Could do with some iron, really. And also, I'd like to know... Oh, I know. I was going to say I'd like to know how to control this boat, because I can't select it. But I bet if I make myself a little landing dock... Oh. No, I don't want to make a landing dock in the middle of the land. Use of that. All right, here. Oh, Ender's asking, have I ever tried the hotel chocolate, hot chocolate, that he told me about? I don't believe I did, Ender. Sorry, I'd completely forgotten about that. Abby, have we ever happened to try Hotel Chocolate's hot chocolate? Yeah, probably. Hotel Chocolate makes nice chocolate. That much I know. Shamastream says, just past my Cambridge CELTA, but I'm not sure where I'd want to teach. So, from context clues there, I imagine that a CELTA is probably a teaching certificate of some sort. And probably a quite advanced sort if you do it at Cambridge. Not sure where I'd want to teach. Are you speaking Brexitally there? Is that the sort of qualification that would previously have allowed you to teach in all sorts of countries?
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to go now. It's getting late.
Okay. Oh yeah. Good. Yes. Good point. It is. All right. Good night. And I too will go at some stage, but not just yet. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
From a cursory Google, CELTA appears to be a certificate in teaching languages to people who don't speak English. Teaching English to speakers of other languages.
But that would be a Sittle to poo despair.
Well, yeah, I guess the CE is the certificate.
Certificate of English Language Training Authorization.
I mean, I think making it with other acronyms, it's Cambridge English Language Teaching Assessment.
There you go.
I think. I think, because I did find Cambridge English Language Assessment, but not with a T. So, arguably, it's the same.
It sounds like someone 20 years ago thought of it, and then everyone since has just been saying CELTA and without realising that it doesn't mean anything to anyone. But
No, I imagine they probably do know what it is. I should think that they make it their business.
Wait, hang on, here it is. Oh wait, hang on. Certificate in English Language Teaching to Adults.
Oh! Okay, I better put some farm type stuff down, because they're not going to mine anything without any food, so... Grain farm? Oh. Oh, there's not many very good places for a grain farm, so I'll have to go there. I'm starting to see the point of those ghost houses, you know. A grain farm and a windmill. Don't want it to get in the way of the grain farm, can't remember where I put it. And Bakery. That there, I suppose.
I only just checked my phone since the stream started, and I got 3 notifications about the stream. So yeah.
Oh. Wow, how tedious that would have been.
That's Patreon, Twitter, and Gmail.
Yeah. If you had noticed, it would have been really irritating. Luckily you didn't. Apologies to anyone who did. I'm starting to settle into... No. I'm starting... Right, what word can I use other than settle?
get used to it? I don't know.
I'm starting to get used to it into this. You know, it doesn't look quite so aggressively unpleasant to me anymore.
This is just all
it's not, mate, it's not unsettling.
Oh, man. Oh.
I'll see myself out.
I approve of this.
No, you won't see yourself out. We will see you out. everybody grab a limb.
Just to make sure you've gone.
Just for that, I am going to eat a marzipan fruit.
Out of spite.
Yeah, I was given these by my brother for Christmas, and I've nearly, well, but at New Year, because that's when I saw my family, and I've nearly finished them. This is the second to last marzipan fruit. I'm gonna squish this one out of shape, just because I want to. Give it a knead. There we go.
Is that your yearly mother's marzipan thing?
No. No, my yearly mother's marzipan thing I have here on the desk, and I am basically just trying to remember to make a video about it, which thus far I haven't done. But I haven't eaten it. I'm not going to eat it until I've done a video about it, so I better do it quick, or it'll go stale.
Dave's Christmas bits.
Yep.
I can already imagine 1 month from now, you'll make a video about how you already ate it.
I don't want to do that.
So, if the marzipan's a little bit squishy and might change shape in the packaging, is this a way of saying that the contents may settle?
I think that's the worst one yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's. You really had to go round the horn to get to that one.
I really will see myself out.
Dave, is that yellow little jacketed man yours?
This man here. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Oh well, wait, he did say he did see himself out.
He's actually gone.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he's just been doing free work for you. If
Yeah.
he's not,
I don't know. I think he was already there. I don't know who that is. It's weird, isn't it?
just a casual geologist. Sort of does it for the love of it, not for anyone in particular. Just like putting out little signs.
Why on earth have I... Building site coal mine? But I've got a coal mine! Go away, I don't want that. Why have I got that? No, what I want is an iron mine.
Well, do you have this, have something like... We have here in Argentina what we call pan dulce, which is essentially like sweet bread, I think. It's very customary in the holidays and such. Do you have something along those lines? It's this big, round, doughy thing full of fruits and stuff.
Oh! I mean, I don't think we have that. I mean, it sounds a bit like Christmas pudding.
I'm googling it, and the name I'm getting is panettone, which is Italian. So...
That's familiar.
Not quite...
That's familiar.
The point is, I have some in my fridge, and it's very, very stale.
Well, then throw it out of your fridge.
I might be eating it.
Ugh. No, if it's very, very stale, get rid.
Does
I mean, it's
anyone-
dry. It's just dry.
Does anyone like Christmas pudding?
Not me.
I don't think anyone does. It's the disappointing end to all Christmases.
Not me. I just don't have any. I've figured out how to
What
go
is
about
Christmas
things.
pudding? I have to know about that.
I kind of don't know. It's just the thing that you'll have seen drawings of. That's like a round brown ball with like a white blob on the top, and then some holly.
Yeah, it's just too many sweet dried fruits with too much alcohol and too much stodgy dough stuff. And then you set it on fire, which is supposed to make it taste better, but it just tasted burnt.
I think I probably would like a Christmas pud if it was properly presented in that way. You know, like if I was at a Dickensian-style Christmas dinner and it was proper, you know, it was really made correctly. I've only really had, you know, the sort that you heat up a little packet of in the microwave or whatever.
Let me tell you, Dave, no you would not. I have had multiple properly made, homemade Christmas puds, and I'm glad to inform you that they are.
You cut out. I don't know what they are.
They are. No, I just wanted to let you know that they are.
Oh, okay.
In a kind of philosophical way.
Oh, okay.
They do exist.
I think I was
They're
aware
like-
that they are.
They're pants.
That's a real
I know
shame.
what can maybe make this dry, sweet bread better, and it is a cup of Earl Grey tea.
Hot.
You see, at that point, I'd be tempted to just get a new one. Because they'll be in the sales now. They'll be cheaper, won't they?
The what now?
The sales. You can buy whatever it was called, your sweet bread. You can go to a shop and buy a clearance one that is new-ish. You know what I mean? But it'll be cheaper than it was before Christmas.
Yeah, but I don't like them as much. I don't like them that much.
Ah.
I just
And
have
also,
it
Dave-
in my fridge, and it's dry, and I want to get rid of it, but I don't want to throw it away. So.
Got it.
Additionally, you got to remember, Dave, that they were all made for the same date.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were all made for Christmas, so they're all going to be roughly just as stale as each.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right there. Well, yeah, you're right there. But I'm imagining one that's yet to be, have its cellophane come off. Do you know? I don't know how this stuff is distributed, but I imagine it's in some kind of fresh packaging that's going to be a bit better. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, you have bakery ones, which are more artisanal and such, and then you have just mass-produced ones. And I have one of those mass-produced ones, and they're probably you can probably find those just in a good state because conservatives and such. But I don't care for it.
So, what about figgy pudding? Because we all want a figgy pudding, but
We do all want some.
we do want some figgy pudding. But what is it? Is that Christmas pudding? Is Christmas pudding figgy?
I think it's a philosophical thing. I think it's basically like, a demand that no one can really fulfill.
Oh man.
Very much like anyone singing outside someone's house, we wish you a Merry Christmas, but then making threats. We all want some figgy pudding. Bring us
Figgy
right
pudding.
now.
Yeah.
Google says yes, but figs, essentially. It is Christmas pudding, but just with figs.
That sounds slightly better, actually.
I don't know what figs are like. I've never had them.
You ever had a fig roll?
Oh, it sounds to me as if I have had a fig roll, but I'm at this moment drawing a blank. I've now remembered. No, it's gone. I got a little edge of knowing what a fig roll was. Then let me look it up. I'm picturing it, but it keeps going out of my
Corner of a
head.
fig roll.
Yes,
I mean,
it's
just look up a fig.
it's like a little. You see, okay, yes, I do know what a fig roll is, except I don't know if I can really tell you what flavour the fig in a fig roll is, because it's all there's so much sugar and cakiness going on that
I like to imagine that's what you'd put in a. That's how a figgy pudding would be, right? You've got to put a lot
you're
of
right.
sugar and cake in a fig roll and a figgy pudding.
You're absolutely right. So I do know exactly what a figgy pudding is, and I don't think I've disliked fig rolls. I'm gonna have some soon, aren't I? Just to find out.
Let's all get some figgy pudding. What about right now?
I thought it was, isn't it? Bring it right here.
Oh, I thought it was right now. Bring it right now.
Oh well, I bet this is.
So
I bet what we're looking at here is the difference between two versions of the same song. My memory of the song is from piano lessons.
I feel like, yeah, but who are you at that point when you're singing about figgy pudding to someone? Because it's a carol, right? It's a Christmas carol.
Yep.
You're supposed to be singing it outside of someone's door. At
Yeah.
some point, who are you petitioning? If they're saying bring your figgy pudding right here, like right here to your door,
Yeah.
or like, do you mean this location? Is there someone else outside of this location that you're saying this house needs figgy pudding badly?
You're imagining that they've got the Uber Eats app and they're putting their postcode in.
Yeah. Whereas bring it right now is a more direct demand.
When I was a really young kid, I went caroling once, and they actually gave us the pudding, and I was not a fan because I was little.
Wow. So you've figgy pudding.
Yeah, it's.
And did they bring it? Did they bring it when they were demanded? Did they stand there not bringing you anything? And then when you said we all want some figgy pudding,
They waited till we finished the song. They also gave us hot chocolate.
I can just imagine, like trick or treating.
Mm.
You know, when the adult sees the people at the door and they go trick or treat, and they go, "Oh no! Oh, you're so scary! I better go and get some treats for you, otherwise there'll be tricks all evening." That I imagine in the form of caroling, and they just sort of wait until the carol's over, and they go, "Oh, that sounded like a demand. Well,
yeah,
better go and get some cocoa."
Yeah, I better go and make some figgy put. Like, you're gonna have to wait. So if it was the right now version of the song, then they're out of luck. But if it was the right here version of the song, then it's like, well, you can do, but you're gonna have to wait. I mean, for one thing, the shops are shut. I haven't got the ingredients I need. Can you keep this up until mid next week?
Well, ask many carolers and they'll say yes.
Will they?
It's a war of attrition, caroling for tips. You pay them to go away most times.
Okay, but I feel as if they're not very good at that war of attrition. Because, I mean, you'd be trying to maximise your figgy pudding. And there's no good just standing there singing carols day in, day out for a week to get one serving of figgy pudding. But then again, there's no guarantee you'll ever find any other figgy pudding anywhere else.
Exactly. If you've honed in on the figgy pudding stores for the whole neighbourhood, then... Yeah. In fact, Dave...
Yeah.
Who's got figgy pudding? Let's be honest. No one's got figgy pudding.
I haven't.
What you're actually petitioning them for is... as quickly as possible, go and make some or order some figgy pudding. We don't have the means among ourselves. We don't have an oven because we are a wandering band of carol singers. But
carol singers, yep.
You, homeowner,
yep.
You have the means to create and bring to your door figgy pudding. We'd like it now. We appreciate that might not be possible, but as soon as now as possible would be ideal. They are hoping that someone has figgy pudding there and then, but then you got to be realistic, haven't you? So putting that kind of war of attrition vibe into it and saying, listen, just go and do it, we'll be out of your hair.
I feel like you're looking a little too far into this.
No. No. So, the thing is, how far back does this go? Because is this has there only ever been figgy pudding as a result of singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas"? Is that where anyone's ever had figgy pudding from? And in which case, is it one of those things where... So, I was thinking just the other day about, like, imagine if one day you wanted to buy a farm, right? And yes, I was thinking of this because of Brexit. If you wanted to buy a farm, no, not buy a farm, build a farm. You wanted to start a farm, and how by whatever means you managed to get hold of some land on which to do this, right? You have to start this farm. Now you have to get contracts with people who want the stuff you could make at a farm. And that's not easy because everyone's already got contracts. Well, let's imagine you buy a farm. Not easy because they can charge the earth for them. Farms are really valuable. So you do that. Do you still have the contracts, or do your partners in whatever industries or countries, do they go like, well, we trusted the previous farmer, they were able to farm the thing we wanted, we don't know about you, so we're gonna cancel the contract, and now you're on your own and you have to find new contracts, and how are you going to do that if you're this unknown quantity? Well, what if then what that leaves is inheriting a farm is the only way to get a farm, because first off, nobody can afford a farm, and second off, you've already got all of those contracts, and you're already the whole production is already happening.
I mean, hang on.
Yep.
If you buy a farm, certainly you would talk about this with the previous owner.
That's a good point.
Talk about so you could ostensibly keep the contracts.
That's a good
point. Before you buy the farm, before you have acquired the farm, you have a business plan which includes presumably people that you would offer something.
Okay, so you're all correct, but I'm being hypothetical here. What I'm saying is, I'm drawing this as an example of the fact that the easiest way to have a farm is already to have a farm, is to be born into the family that owns the farm, right? That's by far the simplest way of keeping things going for you to end up having a farm, right? Now, or marry into it, or you know what I mean? To be part of that family is the best way, the smoothest way to have a farm. How far back in time does that go? Is this one family through generations and generations have had a farm? E-I-E-I-O. And does that translate into the thing that we were talking about just a moment ago, that now, having talked about farms for so long, I can no longer recall? Oh yeah,
well,
figgy pudding.
I was going to ask how this all pertains to figgy pudding, to be honest.
Figgy pudding. Figgy pudding. You go out. Here's how to acquire figgy pudding. You go out, you sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and eventually, after you've been o'er hill and dale all the way through the town, you find someone who will provide you with figgy pudding. That's how you got figgy pudding. right? You're now in a position to give figgy pudding to someone who sings "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." What if that is the totality of the ways people get figgy pudding, and there's never been any other way, and it's just this long string of carols and successful, locations, locating places that have figgy pudding?
There is evidence to suggest no. Because,
is there?
Yes. Now I'll tell you for why. Because
I am
the
honestly
song,
lost.
"We Wish You a Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
Figgy pudding isn't used as a rhyme.
Oh.
Now, if figgy pudding was invented as a rhyme to then, just berate some random person until they invented figgy pudding,
Yeah.
then you would expect them to have made it rhyme or needed that rhyme. And I can't think of anything that rhymes with pudding. David would be better at that. But
There's not many things.
no,
Flooding.
there aren't many. So, which is presumably why they went, so bring it right now. So
Or here.
unless they were, or here, sorry. Unless they were going...
No, hang on, Tom. Wait. Hang on, Matt. I called you Tom then. Hope you didn't notice. Matt,
It's alright, he's listening downstairs, he'll probably cheer in a minute.
it's obviously bring it right here because it rhymes with Happy New Year.
Exactly, I was going to say this.
I don't think that's of a of
Okay.
a kind of consequence to people who have put
They're that
pudding in.
they're that starved of figgy pudding that they can't rhyme.
Like, figgy pudding doesn't go anywhere in this whole thing.
No,
It probably
figgy pudding doesn't rhyme with anything. But and a Happy New Year
It
and
certainly
bring
does.
some right here. That's where your rhyme is. But yes, it could well be that they were just off their heads because they were so bereft of figgy pudding.
But the important thing is, I don't think
Sorry.
figgy pudding was invented for this song.
Sorry, I nearly interrupted what the important thing was. Go on.
The important thing is that I think there's evidence to suggest that
Yeah.
figgy pudding was extant before the song "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" was introduced to the general populace, but possibly co-opted.
Yeah. Or, no, I don't think that constitutes evidence that it existed before the song. If anything, it's evidence that it didn't exist until after the song, and then figgy pudding was reverse engineered into the song, because there's no place, as you say, there's no place in the song for something to rhyme with figgy pudding, like, for instance, Biggie flooding. Biggie flooding.
Biggie flooding, which of course does reference the plagues of Egypt.
Yeah, they had a really biggie flood one time, didn't they?
They did, didn't they?
They had a biggie load of locusts one time.
They had
A biggie pudding.
They had a biggie load of locusts. They had a biggie flooding. They had a biggie.
A biggie pudding.
No, that wasn't one of the plagues. Pudding, the plague of pudding. But I wish it was.
I am so confused right now.
Right, it's very simple. What were the plagues? What were the biblical plagues? So, plague of locusts, plague of blood.
Oh, right, the plagues.
Firstborn son.
Firstborn son. Pudding.
Frogs.
Frogs, yeah. Wait, yeah?
Some went out, didn't it? Wasn't there one where some went dark?
I feel as if there would be a plague of name for that. Was it Plague of Darkness? No, no, that.
Darkness.
Is that one? I don't know. Can't remember.
Right, I've looked it up.
Nice.
Blood, right? Water turned into blood. Frogs.
Yep.
Locusts.
Yep.
Boils.
Oh,
5 and 6
boils.
Disease and boils.
Well, that's just the plague. That's just plague of plague.
Yes. There's then I think 3 and 4 are biting insects and wild animals.
Wild animals?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the 10 plagues of Egypt here. Anyway.
Okay.
Fiery hail. That was the one I was thinking. Sorry, no, there is
Whoa.
a plague of darkness. There is a plague of darkness indeed. So it's
Okay.
plague set. fiery hail, which
Fiery
was
hail.
explained by the volcano going off.
Yeah.
Locusts, yeah. Darkness, of course, was.
Can we do this with the evil treatment, please?
The plague of locusts.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go.
Right.
And then the last one was Death of the Firstborn.
And then the last one was pudding.
Of course, yes.
Right. Before we go any further, Matt, can you remember how to do a boat? Because I can't build any woodcutters or anything over here to get resources over here. Because I've used all my resources that were over here, being an idiot. But I've got a boat. Like, can I not just use it to get some stuff?
How to do a boat? Good question.
Oh, wait. Trade priority. Wood is at the top. And then... First waypoint. And then... Second waypoint. There. And then... Do it a certain amount. That might work. I've just done it. I've just done what it would be in Anno. Let's see if it is that in Settlers 3. In which case, I think Settlers may have done Anno before Anno did.
I think they were roughly sort of contemporary, were they?
Were they? Okay.
I don't know.
I know.
Oh. Wait. Hang on. That might have been it. I might not have to actually wait. How do I find out?
Wait, did the resources just go
Yes.
from one place to the other?
I think so. I think they've just hopped. Okay, great. So now I've got 8 planks. So now if I
Who
go
needs boats with that technology then?
I feel like the boat did it. We just didn't see the boat do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just done it again. So the boat, so that just represents the fact that we've got a boat.
Yeah.
Whereas Anno goes, no, we're going to have the actual boat actually physically do it.
I mean, that's
And I know
that's
you
the
like
real
that
life
series
way
a
of
lot.
doing things.
I didn't hear any of that, I'm afraid.
Well, I was just saying, I know you like that series a lot, but does it have magic spell?
It completely, explicitly does not have any magic spells, and that's really the biggest problem that I have with it.
Well, I mean, first of all, Matt, I know you like it. Second
I
of
mean, listen, both sentences before I said that sentence, okay? Both of your sentences had one of those in it, and I thought I was playing along. But if that was news to anyone, then I'm sorry.
Oops. And I was saying, I mean, the boat moving from one place to the other—that's the real world way of doing things. So that's why they do it. Right?
Yes, not quite the settlers did it before I know. It's the real way.
Okay, yeah, okay. Correct. Yes. It isn't working. I've got planks and I've got rocks. Nobody's building anything. What is their problem? Maybe this bloke's about to start building something. Let's see. Nope, he's just off.
By the way, loads of stuff happened in chat, so if you want to check it out.
Oh, whoa!
By the way, Ender's gone, if you want to reply to it.
Okay, so Ender's gone. Shamastream says, I've always kind of wanted to go caroling as part of a barbershop quartet. That'd be great! Oh man, I'd love that. One of the few
everything here Christmassy is not religious. Definitely. It's all about time and space.
It's all about time and space. Yeah. It's all about quantum chocolate. One of the few upsides of Brexit is that house prices will drop. Oh, that'd be nice. I wouldn't mind a house. A quick Google search suggests that this is the verse. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. No, I automatically said some. It's, bring us a figgy pudding. I mean, mind you, you can't trust flipping Google search. They have ridiculous lyrics for all sorts of mad things. Bring us figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. And we won't go until we get some, so bring some out here. Do you know what? It's out here. That's what I'm thinking of, Matt. The version I'd read was out here.
Right, that makes more sense. because I readily accept that mine was misremembering.
Right.
But like that, when I was thinking about it bringing some right here, I was like, it seems oddly specific. Like you're setting a waypoint for the figure pudding delivery.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Out here is absolutely right. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring us a bowl of figgy pudding, right?
And that backs up your theory that it's got to be sung outside someone's house. For some reason, I always pictured them around a dinner table singing that.
No, I think that was for me. Always had the torch and pitchfork wielding character.
No, that's not. No, no, that's a different thing.
Hang on.
You're thinking. That's the one. You're thinking of a mob.
I am, because that's what they're doing. They're demanding.
A caroling mob. Can you imagine a carol?
Going round to people who have pudding and demanding.
Yeah.
A little political side note. Here we're amidst a crisis of sorts, and there's lots of people sometimes doing a lot of noise on the street. But now I picture them caroling in the streets, and
there you go. It makes it nicer, doesn't it? Marenthiu, I've just noticed that you asked, "Oh boy, you play Settlers 3?" Well, play is not quite the right word. This is my first go on it since the 90s, and I don't know how to do it. And if you do, let me know, because I'm having this problem here where I've got this isolated area here that I'm trying to make stuff in, and I can't, because like an idiot, I forgot to set up... Well, no, not like an idiot. I was under the impression that I would be able to ship goods across from here. So, because I already had stuff like woodcutters here, I built myself a boat place, and then I just carried on building the stuff over here that I need over here. And I seem to have been able to ship across the wood and the stone that I need, but nobody's building anything. How do I make buildy men? Ooh, steady on there. I want some little houses on this island, and I won't go until I get some. I won't go until I get some. I might go before I get some. But bring some right here, and I mean specifically here on this building site and this building site. Start with this. And who's this guy wandering around? What's he up to? He's supposed to be one of my settlers. We didn't do anything. Nobody's building anything or doing anything. This looks unfinished. Sorry?
I bet he's a spy.
Oh, what if he's a spy? Well, he's going to find out. Well, he's going to find out that there's absolutely no threat from me whatsoever. Maybe I need tools. Yeah, maybe I need tools. Yeah.
Ooh, Dave. Shammers asks, "Do you play Civ at all?"
Do you know, I've never played Civ. Well, that's not true. I've had a couple of little goes on it, and it wasn't really for me because, as you can see, I'm a Settlers player, and in the Settlers, generally speaking, a knight. There's a knight. If you put a knight over there, a knight goes over there. In Civ, if you put a knight over there, it stands for a battalion of knights going over there. So Civ is like a board game, whereas this is like an actual place I'm looking at. Do you see what I mean? In Civ, it's all hexagonal spaces and playing pieces, whereas in this, it's little guys in a place.
Yeah, it's a bit more freeform.
And for that reason, I just connect to this better. But I do want to learn to play Civ, and actually, I have a long-standing offer from Fuzzy Freaks to do a joint stream where she teaches me to play it. So perhaps we'll arrange that. Right, I'm going to have to look it up.
Marenthiu is apparently explaining everything.
Okay. There are no loose stones and logs on that island. No, you have builders already. No new tools needed. That's fair. Oh, that's Shaman Stream's talking about something else. You need a trading ship built on the other side with a ship trading post. Oh, really? On both sides? Right. With a ship is that a trading post? Is this a ship trading post? Okay, so I needed to build another dock on this side. Not dock, shipyard. On that side. Now, what's a shipyard? This? No. This? No.
The ship is in construction, but missing something.
What do you mean?
That's what they said. The ship is in construction, like in
Oh,
that island. I think there's a ship in construction, but it's missing.
Oh,
Something.
this!
It's
Oh,
actually
this!
there.
Oh, this ship isn't finished. You're telling me?
Oh, it does look like there's no sail on it.
Oh! Oh, look! They just need another stone. Have I not? I thought I had a stone cutter. Have I not? Yeah, I have. What's his problem then? There's plenty of stone there. He's got a full house of stone there.
It's an iron, apparently.
Oh. Right. Huh. Oh, where am I going to get iron from if I can't bring my stuff over here? I'm going to have to start the level again, aren't I? Let's start again. Bonk. Yes.
Did you bugger up?
Yes, I did. Let's do it properly this time.
We had conquered the island. We had vanquished...
Okay. Okay.
It was ambitious to expect a ship to be made out of iron. Sorry, to be made out of stone, I suppose.
I suppose so, actually, yeah. All right, then. Okay, so there's a... Everything's going normally. All I need to do is make a shipyard first. Oh, now I'm even further away from knowing where in the menu that is. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes. And over on this side, I'll put the landing dock or whatever it was called. Landing dock, that's what it was called.
Okay, okay. They're saying as you restarted on the left. No, it's not the left. Wait, the left island? Are you sure that's the left, not the right island? You mean?
Hang on, where's this?
She says on the left island, build first a woodcutter, then a sawmill and the stone.
Oh, well, yes, I haven't got one on the left island, and I have got one on the right island, but I think I'm going to need to expand before I do that, right? With a guard tower. Because I haven't really got room for those things yet. I can make a stone cutter, though.
You don't need a landing dock on the receiving end, apparently.
Oh, well then, let's get rid.
Apparently.
Do I need one on the starting end?
Begs the question, doesn't it? What a landing dock's for.
It does. Okay, I'm just going to read the chat myself. So here we go. On the right island, build a ship trading post. Now, a ship trading post, is that the shipyard where they build boats? Because if so, that's what I'm doing. You have an iron mine on the right island. Do I?
That
oh yeah,
was
down
before
here.
you started. Before you restarted.
It was, but they give you one of those to begin with, so I still have that again. As you restarted, on the left island, build first a woodcutter, and sawmill, and stonecutter. Alright, so perhaps I shouldn't have put down a thing to expand with, but let's see. Woodcutter, and sawmill. Let's see if I've got enough resources for that. And then...
Age of Empires was much easier.
After getting the land for it, you don't need a landing dock on the receiving end. Yep, expand for... Oh, good. Okay, expand first, preferably with pioneers that you turn back after they did their job. Oh, I forgot about pioneers. Okay, well, I've already built this. But... yeah, I've got some spare guys. Let's do it. Let's see what pioneers are all about. So that's a pioneer, is it? Trouble is, I don't think you can select who you want to turn into a pioneer, and I want them on this side. And I think I've just made pioneers on this side accidentally.
Okay, so you need a landing dock on the sending end. So like the boat lands and it loads stuff, and then they go to the other side and just chuck it out on the other side.
Okay.
Every ship is equipped with a catapult.
Fair enough. Or cannons, maybe.
That makes much more sense.
Landing dock. Again, nowhere near the edge of the land, but it's the best I can do. Okay, now just a moment. I'm going aft for a minute. Aft. Shammers, this is the history edition that they've just brought out a couple of months ago, but it's exclusive to Uplay, so if you want to be able to play it with whatever the bells and whistles are that this version happens to have, then that's what you'll need. But if you don't, then you're fine with the one you've already got. Back in a sec.
Which, of course, he means mute.
He means what?
Which, of course, he means mute. So we can't hear
Yeah,
the
I figured.
going on,
Yeah.
I imagine. Let's learn all about this process. Send items via ship you need. A wharf to build the ships. A ship trading post to be the start of the route. Click the ship trading post. Click the icon to set pier. We got that far, I think.
Okay, so the
click
wharf is
ship
probably
trading
the
post.
shipyard, yeah?
I think so. Click the icon to set the pier. Click the ship trading post. Click the fish button. Then click on the other end.
And I'm back.
I think we basically had it, apart from being able to finish off that ship.
Yeah, I think he was onto it, but
Hello,
it is still
I'm back. Hello.
Very complicated. Hello.
Hello. So now I do the thing where I go set place to build, and like let's say like there. No, that didn't work. Oh, general message. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. This worked before. Do you remember? I put set place to build, and it made a little landing strip.
A little pier.
Little pier. But it isn't doing that now. All right. No, so I can't do it. How strange, because it was pressing that, and then pressing where I wanted to put it.
Try going further out of the water?
Ah, yes.
In the water itself.
That was it. Okay, so now I'll build a transport ship. There we go. But wait a minute. If I've had this iron mine over here the whole time, then why wasn't it iron? Because I need to build an iron smelter. Right.
Smeltington.
Oh dear, I can only put my iron smelter millions of miles away from anything useful. I'll put it on this side.
Can't you expand on that island as well?
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right, I can.
Just get one of those idiots standing around doing nothing to become one of those. What's it called?
Pioneers.
Wow, someone got out the wrong side of bed this morning. What's all this?
I'm just grumpy at your folks not working hard enough.
I know, I am as well. But I'm trying to be a benevolent king. Wait, is that the one that means nice? Yes. Malevolent is the one that means bad.
Ooh.
I don't want to be a malevolent king. Okay, so what else have we got? I'm now looking in the chat. to send items... Oops. To send items via the ship, you need A wharf to build the ships. Alright, Mr. Wharf, build a ship. A ship trading post to be the start of the route. And C, click the ship trading post, click the icon to set the pier. D, click the ship trading post, click the X something button, click on the other island. Oh, this is going to be quite a lot. I'm going to have to go back up to this bit of chat when comes the time. F, build a trading ship. G, click the trading ship. Right click it, go. Ooh. Oh. I'm going to have to read this more carefully, I think. Ship trading post is the one listing all the items. So this. Set place to build needs to be on the water. You need to be... Oh, I've done that. You need an iron smeltery. Got that. So on the left island, build a sawmill. I think I did. Yes. And a forest and... a forest replanter. A forester is the English term for that. Assuming it was you who said, I don't know the English terms for them. If not, then that's just rude, isn't it? I shouldn't have said. There we go. So back up to the thing about what to do with a boat. A, I need a wharf to build the ship. I assume that's this. The shipyard.
The shipyard, yeah.
B, a ship trading post to be the start of the route. Oh, it's... Yes, of course, a trading post. That doesn't need to be on the shore at all. What am I... For some reason, I was thinking a trading post needs to be like... You know, like where they have a ramp and they put stuff on the boat. But no, it just needs to be like a trading, you know, center. C, click the ship trading post. Click the icon to set the pier. Let's see what that means. Trade priority, crush, no. I don't know what that means, I'm afraid, to set the pit. Maybe it was this thing here. Click the ship trading post. Yes. Click the X number button. And click on the other island, really. Oh wait, yeah, no, I kind of did that before, didn't I? But I assumed you had to click on a trading post, so I can just literally click on an island. I can! Okay. And then select the number of items you want to send. Let's say. F, build a trading ship. Do that now. And then G, click the trading ship. And right-click it close to the pier. Okay, I think I'm getting there now.
This is overly complicated.
Yeah, but see, this is just like with Anno. At first, you're like, well, I'll never learn this. And then you just learn it. Like, I've learned that now. I'll probably be alright next time. We'll see. So now, on the trading post, the buttons along the top, Okay. On the trading post, the buttons along the top, the leftmost button to set the pier. Oh! Plain dock. Okay, right. Place dock. No. So I've got to place the dock somewhere. Can I click this thing I've got already? No.
Maybe click the boat?
Well, I'm trying to place a dock. Maybe it means... Oh! I've got to place a dock on the other island where I want it to go. Oh, no. Oh, wait. When you click place dock, it just kind of goes away.
They're saying there's probably not enough space for it.
Huh. Okay.
It's kind of like the thing that extends out of the land for the boat.
And do I want this dock to be on the first island or the second island? Marantu.
I believe the first island. Because the other one's the first waypoint, right?
Yeah. Damn it! I mean...
So it's definitely on water you've got to click, I think, but it's just needs to be an open stretch of water.
Man. I don't get it. There just isn't enough space, so I can't have one. Okay. Thanks, settlers.
What if you smushed that tower?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I'm used to the other settlers games where
Oh,
if you
wait, hang on, they're loading the boat. Or are they building it?
well, they've just finished it. Yeah, they had some iron.
Oh, they finished it.
Yep.
It's done.
So in previous, let me just check that that's not what it was waiting for. You know, no. In previous settlers games, if you destroy a building with knights in it, you lose land. But in this one, you don't, as I learned in the tutorial. So let's try now. No, no difference. Oh! It worked! It worked! I've got one!
He's done it. Everyone.
It's okay, Maranthu. Good call.
We did it, boys.
But I've got it. Just never destroy the last tower. Okay. Although, I even did that in the tutorial, and it was still fine. Okay. So... theoretically, I've done it now? Oh! That's right. I have to... go to the dock. Hey, Anno! So what was that? That's why I thought I'd exchanged goods before.
Moves.
Yeah.
It looks like in real life, everyone.
The reason I thought before I convinced myself that I'd already moved the things across is that I just selected to set up a trade route. And that. Okay, so... like...
on that little victory, I think I'm going to leave you.
Well, yeah. Shall I tell you what? I will actually switch it off here because it's time for bed. But no. First, I'm going to let Maranthu tell me everything I need to know about doing this. Now, the rightmost button. What, that one? The end of route. Select target. Whoa! He's got a little route.
Oh, it's mapped out.
Oh, and I've built the wrong ship. I've built a unit transport ship. I thought I wanted a transport ship to transport goods, but I need a trade ship. I was like, well, I'm not trading with anyone. But that's me thinking Anno again. Right, so now I've got to build another ship. Have I got the materials I need? Wah, wah, wah. Have I got the materials I need? Yes, and... yes. Okay, great. So this should go fairly swimmingly.
Well, at least you can send some units now.
Yeah. Flipping heck. Sorry, Matt, you're allowed to go to bed.
I am, thank you. Well, I appreciate your and I will speak to you all soon. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be another one of these really soon, because I'm starting to get a feel for it. And we had a nice time. You can go away now and look up the Flintstones music from Bedrock.
I certainly will do. Provided... Oh, that's what I wanted to say before I go.
Oh.
John Goodman. If you haven't seen him in Speed Racer, then you very much you must.
Well, I've seen Speed Racer. I just don't remember him being in it. I remember Roger Allen being in it.
Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic. But yeah, no, he's the dad.
Well, that
old
just
Goodman. And,
goes to show how much I remember that film. I'll have to watch it again.
It's a grand film. Also, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
If you want to know that how good John Goodman is an actor, then
yes.
You want to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane. What a flippin'-tastic performance.
Yeah, I've seen that one, and he is very good. Indeed.
Anyway, that's me. That's all I had to say.
All right then.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And I'm now going to eat a purple Quality Street. Here we go.
A what now?
Hang on, I got my mouth full. Okay.
Ooh, what are these? Quality Street.
Quality
Leslie.
Street. It is a box of chocolates that people get each other at Christmas here. Along with its main competitor, Roses. Not Roses the flower, Roses the box of chocolates. Which I think is Cadbury, and Quality Street is Nestle, and I didn't know that. And it paints Quality Street in a different light, because Nestle, of course, extremely evil company. But there's nothing I can do about it. Quality Street are my favourites. They are just bursting with Christmas memories, and I love them. And I got my first pack of them here in a very long time. They're individually wrapped chocolates of all sorts of different sorts and fillings, and there are toffees, and there's fudge ones, and coconut ones, and strawberry cream ones, and all
That
sorts of
sounds
lovely things.
delicious. That
Yeah.
sounds delicious.
They're real great. They're real great.
Like you British people have a thing with the sweets. They have like loads of sweets, and they are, as far as I'm concerned, super sweet, super sugary. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember I had an English teacher who was British, and she said, "How did you ruin chocolate? How did you make it not sweet?" And I mean, hang on, it's not that bad. Come on.
Well, I haven't tasted your chocolate, but yes, we favour either our own local chocolate, made by the likes of Cadbury, or Belgian chocolates, that sort of thing. We like them.
Well, I mean, it's not like our chocolate's marvelous, of course. I tried Lindt, and Lindt is good. But yeah, but this is still, it's just not as sugary apparently as the things you have over there.
Yeah. I think that's the case. Here we go. It's coming along.
Note, the CPU enemies never build ships because they're complicated.
The game did not have enough time or resources to code it in. I mean, you'd think they would have sorted that out for the re-release, or perhaps they have. You know? Because this is a re-release of the game, supposedly, you know, spruced up to be compatible with Windows 10. So maybe they've sorted that out. I doubt it.
Nah, it's probably just, you know, make it compatible, make it HD-ish.
Yeah.
And that's enough. Cash some quick money.
There we go, we've got a boat. So now...
It's not done yet. Oh, well, it's...
No, I think it is.
Extremely late.
There it is. So... What was it? What was the combination of mad things I'm supposed to do? Oh, I've still got that trade route. Will this ship go on it? Yes. Except nothing is selected. So I guess I'll select them. Has it got... Will it tell me if it's got anything on it? No. Alright then, let's have some of them and some of them.
And it's moving. It's actually moving.
Yeah. Now the only problem is whether or not I'll be able to tell what resources are over here, because it's not really easy to find out.
And they were plopped on the beach.
Oh gosh!
There they are.
Wait, I think they were there anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure those just appeared.
Oh! Well, why though? Because I definitely didn't select them.
No, you said 8. You said... Oh,
Yeah,
look,
wood and
it's
stone, not
counting down.
wood and stone, not spades and all this other stuff. Oh wait, you mean those? Sorry, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I didn't even spot those. I was looking at all these tools up here.
I didn't even know tools were actually there on the ground.
All right, well, we've both done very well then, haven't we? Oh, there are no free settlers to occupy this building. Check a percentage of carriers and/or build another residence. I accept. Let's build another residence. Thank you for actually being intuitive and telling me what I'm supposed to be doing.
For once.
Perhaps I should have been reading these messages a bit better. Okay, that's all. There we go then.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. Well, Maranthu did it. Thank you, Maranthu. Oh, press T to display the time this game has run. That does not appear to be working. Oh, it is. 24 minutes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
24 minutes. That's not much, but we did reset, so yeah.
Maranthu says, no, this is literally only made compatible with Windows 10 and the multiplayer patched through Uplay. Great. Okay. Right, there we go. So there we go. And now it's time I went to bed. So we shall save the game. We shall save it there.
Ah, okay. It's a bit early here. It is like 9 p.m. here.
Oh, it's
but
quarter.
It must be.
It is.
Over there.
It is a quarter to midnight here.
It's 5:47 here.
Oh, you've got the whole
hello there, you're
afternoon.
still here.
You've got the whole
Hi,
evening ahead
I
of
am
you.
still here. I've been drawing in the background.
Yes, she's a quiet one.
Teehee.
Okay, there we are then. Well, thank you for coming, everybody. We will actually have an actual proper Patreon hangout next Sunday, but I just hadn't remembered about it this time, so instead we did this. Okay, so bye then.
Well, I'm not in that tier, so at the very least I got something for free. Yes.
Oh, and they
Very nice chatting with you guys. So, yep.
Maranthu's telling us more things that they've updated. Some menu items have been removed as they're no longer compatible, and they've removed a cheat to unlock all campaigns. That's annoying. That's the sort of thing that you should.
Cheats. That's not nice.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, they should make them unlocked from the beginning. Anyway. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.